and Griffin, who are standing by with Coach Wayne Groves.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coach Groves Show, where we talk Darlington football with the head Tiger himself, Coach Wayne Groves. 3 in a row, Coach. How you feeling?
Oh yeah, shoot, yeah, better than not getting 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So definitely gives us some momentum, and I like the way our football team's playing.
Awesome. Thanks for being here tonight.
And we're looking forward to chat with you today. This is the Coach Groves Show, everybody, and we appreciate you and welcome you in. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had getting started, but I think we're all systems a go now. So we'll just go ahead and jump into our conversation about this week's game. But, of course, the first thing we're going to do is talk about last week. As you mentioned, 3 wins in a row. Game got off to a tough start last week, Coach, trailing 9-0 at halftime. Guys stormed back, scored 21 answered points in the third quarter, would hang on to win a nail-biter, 21-16, and once again showed that Tiger grit and resolve. So tell us the key takeaways from last week's game and really how the last few weeks of the season have gone, for that matter.
Well, it seems like every one of these games the last few weeks has kind of been the same the same narrative. We kind of get down and don't play our best football early, and we refocus, reset, and get to playing good Tiger football again. So it just shows that a game's 4 quarters. It shows that our kids believe that. We still talk about that football is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So even though you may not have the good first couple of series, does not mean that determines the outcome of the game. It's still 48 minutes, and we're going to play as hard as we can. And so our kids did that, and just shows when we focus on offense, defense, special teams, we can get the job done as long as we stay the course, stay focused, and keep playing hard for each other and Darlington.
Coach, last week's Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game was none other than Bodie Powers. He's come close to winning it. Miles edged him out in a game earlier this season, but 2 touchdowns last week. Seems to break a lot of big runs, and he certainly had a few last week. So talk about his development and performance. We saw him last year as a freshman play a good bit, but his roles certainly increased.
Well, first thing is Bodie loves football. And he's got football in his blood, and his whole family's lived and breathed football their whole life. Gordon, his granddaddy, was a 40-year high school coach. He was a college football player. His daddy was a college football player, and then he coaches with us. His uncle played at Georgia Tech. So it's just in that family, and there's always something about those kids where they grow up being around the sport. They always become pretty good ball players, and so Bodie's one of those kids, and he's out there contributing in a lot of different ways. He's on special teams. He's done a great job, and he takes a lot of pride in his blocking, not only running the football. He plays safety for us, and he's contributing in a lot of ways, and we expect a lot of big things from Bodie.
Well, Coach, one of the things we always like to talk about is unsung heroes on the team. And so when you look at film from last week specifically, who are some of the unsung heroes that maybe when you look at the newspaper article, on Saturday morning or the stat sheet or whatever the case may be, maybe you don't see a whole lot there, but just really made some big contributions, for the team and helping you win the football game.
Yeah, and those are kind of one of the reasons why we have the Black Shirt Awards, to kind of recognize some of those unsung heroes. But, not a ton of stats for, either team on both sides of that ball game, kind of back and forth there for a while. But, there was a lot of guys that played really well and contributed, on defense. Henry Ledbetter, Bryson Jones, Noah Duggan, Miles Twyman all made impact plays during the ball game. On offense, Bryson Jones again's blocking. Freshman Lane Brasington, I thought, played really tough up front. And so, there's a lot of guys that contribute. It's never a one-person deal. When you have a 33-man roster, everybody's significant all week, and everybody contributes, and everybody's a part of our wins. And that's the beauty of our football team is nobody cares who gets the credit as long as we win the ball game.
I don't know if Coach intended this or not, but since he mentioned the 30-man roster, I figured it might be a good chance for
throw it up
throwing this up there. We got a little gift today, which we're super excited about that we'll show to you here if I can get that on the camera, though. Yeah,
that's official Darlington football Dirty 30 T-shirt.
We're going to be rocking that one for sure.
Definitely. And, you wore those on the bus to Haralson County last week. It was Matt and I's first trip there. Teams 1 and 3. We talked about this last week on the show. The record didn't reflect the quality of opponent you were playing. We were super impressed with the facilities and the support. Seems like that program has a lot of support. They've got their own country music song that they were playing on repeat. We learned It's tough out there on those county roads.
Yeah.
So
Hard work and respect is what we're about.
That, yeah,
I kind of like that too.
Yeah. But I thought I was impressed by what they brought to the table. So talk about that win and that program and going on the road and getting a win in region play.
Well, that's the first time I've been to Haralson County myself, I guess, since like 1997 when I was playing. And so got there. I mean, they've got a huge jumbotron out there. They had a ton of fans. They had a huge home crowd. And I'm like, man, these guys really care about their football here. Yep. A little adversity in the first half, not just from player-wise, but from coaching-wise. We got there, and they send a thing on how our visiting side's supposed to be set up, where our film crew is, where our coaches are and all that. We get there, and they put us in about a 90-degree wrestling room with the heat on in there with one fan in the middle of the room. So we're in a sweat box. So we
sounds like some Red Arbok.
It does.
We have to do our pregame stuff kind of outside of the locker room area that they gave us, the locker room, just to be about 15 degrees cooler. And then the AD comes over and says, "Oh, Coach, this is not where you're supposed to be." And I said, "Well, this is the sheet you emailed me on Tuesday." And he goes, "Oh, no, it's over there." So all our equipment, sideline stuff was working. We go over there, and then for the first half, we have no headsets. They don't work. So I don't know if there's something going on, but I don't know. It didn't make me very happy. And that's really a little bit why we struggled in the first half offensively. We had no communication from the box to there. Second half, we got it worked out, and we ended up rolling. So not easy to go to a place like that. These region games are tough enough to win, especially going on a place like that with all those adverse situations. But for our kids to be able to come out and play really hard and, really outman 40, 50 pounds up front in about every position, and our kids just fought and played good fundamental football and technique, and we were able to get the win. And so I thought it was huge for our kids going on the road in that kind of environment and beating them at their own physical game.
This is the Coach Grove Show, everybody. And, of course, one of the things that we've mentioned a couple of times, which I kind of like saying it, 3 in a row. They've won 3 in a row. So obviously when, the fans watch this team, it's gotten better every week, it feels like. So what do you see as the biggest areas in which this team has improved now that we're, at the halfway point of the season, 5 games in?
Well, we're playing faster, and just the more comfortable the kids get in the offense, the more comfortable they get with blocking the plays against multiple fronts. The more comfortable they get with getting their stance and doing their reads and having their eye discipline, the faster we're going to play. So we're getting faster play. When you play faster, you play more physical. We're still improving on special teams each week. And that's what you want. Each week you want to see improvement in your football team, and that lets you know that you're practicing the right way, you're emphasizing the right things. And so our team's going to keep getting better. We're going to keep improving our football IQ. We're going to keep improving our knowledge of the offense, defense, and special team schemes and the players' roles within those schemes. And so hopefully it'll be another week of improvement and good news for the Tigers.
So we'll flip that on its head. We talked about the improvements. I think I know the number one answer to this question before I ask it, but what are the areas you feel need the most improvement to reach your goals?
Well, I could stand up on my soapbox and I'm going to say ball security, ball security, ball security, and then ball security. A lot of these games don't have to be that close, even though, they're hard-fought ball games. But, we should have them put away way before than what they have been, if we just take care of the football. And I promise you, that's something that gets worked on at practice. The quarterback center exchange, that's gotten better, but we're getting balls on the ground from a lack of just a little detail. We go into contact, we've got to clamp our wrist on the ball. And a couple of those fumbles on Friday, we're not doing that. So we're just going to keep emphasizing, we're going to keep working it. I know the kids are upset, when they fumble the ball, but that just makes us go back to work even harder at it, and hopefully it's gonna show up on the field on Friday.
Well, this is the Coach Grove Show. We're up against our first break, and when we come back, we're going to have the Getting to Know Coach segment of the week. We're also going to talk about the black shirts there in the first part of the segment, so we're looking forward to that. And so we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll keep the conversation going. We'll be right back on WLAQ's YouTube channel and Facebook page and the Coach Grove Show.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Groves Show, where we talk Darlington football with the head Tiger, Wayne Groves. Coach, let's talk about black shirts. We always love this segment. Who are they on offense, defense, special teams, and scout?
All right, this week from the Harrelson game, the offense, we just thought Bryson Jones. He's just been a steady Eddie guy, and he's doing a great job up there. Physical blocking, blocking low, taking care of nose guards and blocking back to three techniques and blocking linebackers. He's just doing a really good job. So Bryson Jones gets the black shirt on offense. On defense, we had a lot of guys that made some plays. We had some guys that didn't play very well at times, but I thought one of the most steady performers, again, this week on defense was Henry Ledbetter. And, Henry, I moved Henry around a little bit. He played some strong side in, he played some weak side in, but he really helped us in the fourth quarter, kind of slow down some of them counter plays that Harrelson was busting in the second and in the third quarter. And then he had about 7 tackles, I think, 2 tackles for a loss. And then, at the end of the ball game, very last play, he makes a hustle play from the backside, pursuing all the way across the field, hits the quarterback, makes him fumble, and Evan Parton's able to recover it, and the Tigers win the game because of that. So Henry gets the black shirt on defense. He just keeps on making an impact on the ball games, and so he's going to get rewarded for that. Special teams, Ade DeSalu, had first kickoff of the ball game. He puts it 8 yards deep in the end zone. We get a surprise onside kick. He puts it perfect. Perfect placement.
Flawless.
We saw that they had a little weakness in their scheme right there and wanted to take advantage of it. And then he had a tackle on kickoff when they're on the kickoffs, kind of broke up the sideline a little bit. We missed a tackle and over pursued, and he had a great form tackle on the sideline there. So all that, Ade gets the special teams black shirt. Scout simulation on offense. Caleb Covington, he's a sophomore linebacker and plays a little receiver. He played some simulation tight end last week to help us out, and he gave us a great look. And so Caleb Covington gets the black shirt there. And then on scout simulation defense, and I've said the name before, but he just does such a good job and goes so hard. Grady Ferguson. Some of these other guys got to step up and quit letting the Spencer Bakers and the Gradys take all the black shirts. But that's what it's about. We're trying to motivate kids to keep getting better, keep playing their position, even when it's scout, to give the best look they possibly can. But Grady Ferguson gets the black shirt again for simulation defense.
Well, congratulations to those guys. And I know I've asked you that before, but for review, for anybody that hadn't heard this conversation, what's the presentation of that like? How do you do that in practice and things of that nature? What's that look like for the team?
So during Mondays, we have a part of our schedule built in is I period. So I have the boys for about 40 minutes in a little class, and we watch film. Sometimes we do walkthroughs during that. But on Monday, we're going to have a team meeting for the very first thing. We're going to talk about the game, everything that happened on Friday. Then we're going to go through black shirts. We're going to talk about what we have to do to improve, and then points of emphasis, for the week and the opponent we're going to play. So, it's a big presentation in front of the whole team. All the coaches are in there together, and we make a big deal about it. And we toss the black shirts to the kids when they get them, and we try to make it special because it is.
I would assume very energetic and loud and all that.
Yeah, they're going to clap up.
That's
and,
good.
Be fired up about it. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Sure. Well, it's time for the Getting to Know Coach Groves segment, and so this should be an interesting segment because today we're going to talk about an interesting fact about Coach Groves, something that you think would surprise the viewers and listeners to this show. Anything top of mind there for you?
All right. Well, this was a tough one, and obviously Matt kind of prepped me for this one right here. So I got a few things that I'll share with you guys that maybe people don't know about Coach Groves, and I don't know if you'll find it interesting or not, but just a little about your coach of the Darlington Tigers. One, I love everything about the 80s, and I think we talked about that on the show. I love 80s pop culture. I love 80s music. I love the big hair bands. I love the movies and TV shows of the 80s. So that's a thing for me, for sure. Some people don't know, but I'm a pretty good karaoke guy too.
Oh my goodness,
man!
My goodness.
All right.
So you don't get to see that. That gets busted out every now and then. But I got a crazy uncle, my Uncle Sam. But he considers himself a karaoke connoisseur, and he's a guy that he'll go to Cedartown at the Legion down there, and he'll sing on a Thursday night or a Friday night. But every now and then, you won't see me there. But every now and then, I'll have to show him up. So,
What's the show-stopping song?
That was where I was headed. That is where I was headed.
I got a few go-tos. You may see me get something like a Clarence Carter, or you may see me get, a good country song every now and then. But I know within my range of voice, and I don't know. I may have to send you guys a video sometime. I don't know.
I'd like to see that. You're going to have to sit in with me sometime, sing a song.
Is it out there in the internet world?
I don't know. Don't search too hard. Maybe you won't find something like that.
Right. That's funny.
Another, my cousin on my dad's side was Paul Anderson, and Paul Anderson was an Olympic gold medalist in the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. And at one point, he had the Guinness Book of World Records. He was the strongest man in the world. He had the largest lift of anybody ever. He did a back lift of 6,270 pounds. And so me being in strength conditioning, I think that's pretty cool that at one point, one of my relatives was an Olympic gold medalist and the world's strongest man at one point. And you'll see him every now and then on some of them strong ESPN World's Strongest Mans. He'll be an announcer on there. He's passed away quite a few years ago, but that's pretty cool. That's kind of a bloodline, and that's kind of the field that I've chose to go in. So that. I got about 3.5 good dance moves. That's an interesting fact about me. My wife may say maybe 2.5. But I got about 3.5 good dance moves. Those get broken out at special events, weddings, and maybe sometimes after a big win, I may bust out some dance moves. I'm also known to after a big win is to give the people's elbow smash to maybe some visitor trash cans. Okay. There may be some videos out of that out somewhere, but that's something that comes out every now and then. That's always fun, and the kids love. And then.
The viewers are scouring the internet right now as we speak.
All I know is I can smell what Coach Groves has got cooking.
That's right. So sometimes you gotta do it. And then the last, interesting fact about me that, I would be bad if I didn't say this, but I had the sweetest coach's wife in the world. My wife, none of this would be possible without her. And, that's something that can't be ignored and overlooked. So maybe that might give me some brownie points too.
That's awesome.
But it's all true. No lies are being told.
I guarantee you my mom's going to chime in with a comment. I just love that Coach Groves. He's so nice and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying that.
I'm wondering if your uncle, since he did the announcement, I used to sit up and watch those competitions. I bet he knew Magnus Ver Magnuson, because I used to watch that guy lift refrigerators and Mack trucks and all that stuff.
Yeah. He's probably one of the better ones in that generation for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, those are a lot of quality facts.
I know.
There.
My goodness.
And next time I catch you, if we're playing the dark side, you're gonna have to come up and tell me what number we need to play. You take the lead.
It's gonna be the next Hall and Oates.
That's right. That's right.
The dynamic duo.
That's great.
Anything you'd want to point out about you that maybe would surprise some of the viewers there?
Those that don't know me, if they could guess my fish show count, that would probably blow their minds.
What is it up to at this point?
225.
You have seen the band Fish. 225?
That's correct.
My goodness, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go.
And my mom did chime in. She said, Matt, you are correct. I'm definitely a Coach Groves fan. So there you go. Awesome. Good deal. Well, that's going to wrap up the interesting fact about Coach Groves segment of the show. And pretty much we've got one thing to do, and that's to talk about a big matchup that's coming up this week. And I'm looking forward to chatting about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Pepperell game is coming up on Friday. There's a lot going on there. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. And I do want to let our listeners know, typically we have different camera angles and things of that nature taking place. But it's been an interesting week at the radio station. We've had a lot of technical difficulties. And so as we're in the show, my mouse that controls the different camera angles went out on us. And it's in a week where the FM transmitter went out as well. So it's
just one of those weeks.
Just one of those weeks where you got to fix stuff. So we'll be fixing some stuff for next week. But in the meantime, you just get the wide shot. But we're glad you're with us. This is the Coach Grove Show, and we'll be back for our final segment after these messages.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
All right, we welcome you back into the final segment of this week's Coach Grove Show for you here on the WLAQ YouTube channel and Facebook Live feed. And we're just glad you're with us, and we're glad we've got this segment to talk about this week's game. And I figured a good place to start is to just jump in and talk about the elephant in the room. It's not a secret to anybody watching this or listening to this show that you played your high school football at Pepperell, grew up in that community. And so, I would imagine this is one of those things where it just means a little bit more when you're coaching against your alma mater and that sort of thing. So what does coaching this game mean to you, Coach?
Well, one thing is, I try not to let my emotions get too much into it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to prepare for this game just like I prepare for every game. And I told the boys, the same thing about, we've had a little success, but we still prepare the same way. It doesn't matter if it's Haralson County in 2024. I'm going to do my same process, getting ready to get our team ready, just like it was the 2017 state championship against Warner Robins. It's the same way. It's the same process. Now, obviously, it's home, and you don't want to go back. You don't want to play your alma mater, and you don't want to lose as a head coach. I mean, nobody's going to ever want to do that. So there's a little bit more motivation there for sure. But just because I've got so many relationships over there, there's so many good people over in the Pepperell community that I'm still close with. And I'll be the first to tell you, I hope Pepperell has a lot of success, and I hope they win every game except for one.
Exactly.
And that's just the nature of the beast in the profession we're in, and the job that I have to do. So, we're just working on doing that process and getting the team ready, and we're going to be ready for Friday night.
Well, Coach, when you lift up the hood and take a look at this Pepperell team, what do they do well that present challenges for your football team?
Well, the first one, and what I told our kids, do not let the record fool you. Do not let the record fool you at all. They may be the best 0-5 team in the state. They still got good players. There's still pride in that school over there. There's still tough kids over there, and they have good enough athletes to give you problems. So you can't look at that kind of thing. We understand that they're going to play hard. It's going to be a rivalry game. If the one game that could flip their season would be to get the Darlington Tigers. And so we understand that. And so that's how we prepared all week. We understand that there's going to be an intense game, that we're going to have to match that intensity and take it to another level from what we've had in the last 3 games, because it's going to be a tough, hard-fought game, and we're going to get no breaks the rest of the season.
Well, Coach, let's dive in. You mentioned that this team has got a lot of talented players on it. So let's talk about some of those guys. I know you've seen them a fair amount over the last couple of years and know about their personnel. So what's the scouting report on the Dragons? Tell us a bit about some of their dudes.
Well, on offense, they're a pro spread style offense. They really do a really good job. They run powers and counters, quarterbacks, running backs, sweeps. They do a really good job. They've got enough offense. On defense, they've been a 4-man front, a little bit of 4-4, a little bit of 3-4 stuff. They're very multiple, do some cover 2, 3, and some secondary variations. Some guys are going to stand out. The one that stands out the most is the quarterback, number 6, Sam Ross. I have a ton of respect for that kid. I think he's a good ball player. He is very similar to Sammy Konchesky. I mean, they're both fast, they're both strong, they're both physical, and they both play the game of football the right way. So I think that's a great comparison there. The running back, number 2, Maddox Garcia, he's a good athlete, runs the ball really hard, he's got really good vision. Offensive line, Steven Sept, number 79. He's about 6'2", 300 pounds, and he's a presence out there. 71. Offensive lineman Brian Rodriguez. He's a good player. Been played a lot of snaps for them over the years. Number 4, Sam Wooten. They get him the ball in a lot of different ways, and he can be a problem on offense. Defense, D lineman number 58, Hayden Wheat stands out. Sam Ross at free safety, he does a great job covering. He breaks on balls well. He runs downhill on run plays. And then the 2 D linemen, 53, Jelani Adams, who's a freshman that's playing really well, and then 79, Sapp again on defense. He can be a problem.
Excellent. Well, Coach, let's talk about some of the keys to the game here, the keys to success if you're going to get this win at home in front of your Tiger faithful.
Well, we've got to eliminate mental mistakes. We've got to win the hitting game. We've got to play physical. We've got to match their physicality and again, take it to another level. We've got to take care of the football, and then we got to make big plays on special teams. That's going to be the formula. If we do those things, we keep working in those areas, we can have a good result on Friday night again.
Well, Coach, we just have a couple more questions for you as time is running out. But last season, this game was down in Lindale. You get the Dragons at the Lakeside this time. How big is it to have this game at Chris Hunter, and what do you expect this environment to be like? I know, the fans circled this one a long time ago. It's going to be really exciting. How would you describe what you expect Friday night?
I think it's going to be one of the best games in Northwest Georgia. And so, anytime you can play a good team and play them at home for a region, we'll definitely take that. We feel like we have a good home field advantage. We feel like we'll have a good home field crowd that'll make a difference. The last home game we had against Whitfield, I thought our crowd made a difference, especially in the second half. So, our student section, the Bleacher Creatures will be there. Our pep band will be there. I imagine all the Darlington old alumni, the Lindale Skybox crew will be there, and I think our crowd's going to be loud, and I think they'll make a difference. But got to be there, got to be early, got to be wearing purple, and got to be cheering loud as they can for the Tigers. And I think we can make a difference.
Speaking of which colors we're wearing, I know the white breeches, as Larry Munson always called them. I know the white breeches have been popular this year. What's the uniform combo?
All right, well, we're going to stick with the white breeches, and then we're at home, so we're going to throw back on the purple jerseys. And so we're going to go purple jerseys with the white breeches for Friday night, and hopefully that'll be a winning combo again.
And we do have one more thing we want to mention. We just had a comment on the Facebook live feed, and it says, "I accept your karaoke challenge, Coach Groves, Uncle Sam." So there you go.
I knew that ruffle his feathers, man. I knew it poking.
We might have to do that live in the studio.
I was about to say, we're going to have to make a live stream arrangement for this event. It's must-see television. Can't wait.
I like it.
Yeah, it'd probably be the most viewed thing.
Besides
the game.
It goes viral.
Yeah, well, good deal. Well, Coach, we appreciate your time, man, and we want to wish you and the Tigers the best of luck this weekend. We've been enjoying watching the team as the season's progressed and watching the team grow. It's been really exciting, and we're looking forward to it. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
All right. It's going to put a wrap on it. We appreciate y'all watching and listening, and we want to say to Lou, he just said, always great, guys. Thank you. Have a great and safe rest of the week. And we definitely want to echo that to everybody out there. Stay safe this week, obviously, with the weather and everything going on. But we'll see you Friday night over at the Lakeside. Yeah. All right. That puts a wrap on this edition of the Coach Grove Show, and we'll bid you adieu, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the Coach Groves Show. We invite you to join us again next week as we discuss all things Darlington football with head coach Wayne Groves. Go Tigers! Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
At Darlington, we're proud to wear purple and white.
Because Tigers strive for greatness.
In the classroom and on the field.
We know that we can do anything, be anything,
achieve anything.
We're part of a program that is 100% dedicated to nourishing our minds and our bodies.
As teammates, we push each other further than we ever thought we could go.
Because every single one of us has something to contribute.
We practice hard so that when we compete, we can leave it all out on the field.
With each win, we build confidence.
With each loss is a lesson.
Our coaches teach us more than technique.
They prepare us to be good teammates,
friends, and people.
We face adversity together
and push through to reach our goals.
We may struggle,
but we will never give up.
Because today,
tomorrow, forever.
We're Darlington Tigers.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our two founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
All right, we are glad to be here. We are at Chris Hunter Stadium. I'm Matt Davis, and he's Ian Griffin, and we're ready for some Darlington Tigers football. And to say that this is a rivalry, I think is highly accurate to say it's the Darlington Tigers and the Pepperell Dragons. You can feel it in the air tonight, can't you, Ian?
You can, and when it comes to this corner of Northwest Georgia, I don't know if they get any bigger than this. These two teams don't care much for each other, and they are going to be ready to strap it on and go head-to-head here in just about 15 minutes.
Well, let's go ahead and dive in. We'll talk about the Darlington Tigers so far this season. 3-2. They have won their last 3 games. More on that in a minute. 1-0 in region play. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Pepperell Dragons come across the railroad tracks here at 0-5 and 0-1. But that is a very deceiving start to the season because it's been a lot of close games against some really, really good competition. There's no doubt that this Pepperell Dragons team has the talent to put up a fight in this game. I think this is going to be a close game, Ian.
Yeah, I would expect a 4-quarter fight here. And, everybody looks at the records. I know that's the first thing Coach Groves said to his bunch is you don't need to pay attention to the record. This is a good football team. They've got a lot of depth, a lot of talent, some upperclassmen leadership that is going to be tough to deal with tonight.
Oh, no question about that. We're looking forward to this one. A little series history for you, and there's some really interesting stuff to talk about. The Dragons lead the series 14-12. Pepperell won last season, in Lindale by a final score of 35-10 after Darlington won the previous 3. There have been multiple gaps between games over the years, and if you look back at the history books, here's an interesting one. There was a game in 1974 that Pepperell won 1-0. Have you ever seen that before?
I'm guessing that one went to extra time and came down to yards gained, or
neither team crossed the goal line in that game, and this is when the state had implemented a penetration rule. And according to Randall McCord's Lindale Linton Leather book, I was looking at that, I got a copy in my office. The Dragons won by literally less than a foot in that game. And listen to these scores from that particular era. Pepperell High School 6-2 back in 71. It was 8-7 Darlington in 72. In 73 it was 7-6 Darlington, and again in 74 it was 1-0. It looks like it's time for the invocation and also the national anthem. So we're going to step out for two minutes. More on this matchup after these messages.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our 2 founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
Well, we welcome you back into Chris Hunter Stadium live here tonight on the radio broadcast, also the live video stream provided by Darlington School and produced by Northwest Georgia Media. And we're just going to jump right back into our conversation about the Darlington Tigers and the Pepperell Dragons getting ready to play here on Jerry Sharp Field tonight. And let's talk about the coaching matchup tonight. We're going to start with your Darlington Tigers, Wayne Groves. Ian, this is his second season as a head coach. Is doing a fine job here at Darlington.
Yeah, and his first, he went 6-5, got the Tigers to a playoff appearance. And his 9-7 overall, as you mentioned, comes off of a long stint as defensive coordinator for John Reed over at Rome High School. He was at Valdosta before that. He's had the #1 defense in the state 3 times in his career. This is his first head coaching stint, and he's put his stamp on this program, no question about it.
And again, the Darlington Tigers have won 3 games in a row. We'll be talking about more about that path the last several weeks as we go along throughout the broadcast. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Pepperell Dragons, they've got a new head coach this year, Brandon Haywood, who spent 2 seasons at the helm of the Woodland Wildcats before taking over at Pepperell. His teams went 3-17 in those 2 seasons, but played in one of the toughest regions in the state of Georgia. Ian, Calhoun, Cartersville, Cass, Dalton, Hiram. So they had to lock horns with really, really good teams every week. That had to be some tough sledding over there against those teams.
Yeah, he had some good athletes at Woodland, had good non-region record, so it was tough to go up against the juggernauts of that particular region. So he's accustomed to playing tough competition, and the Dragons have played tough competition all the way through in these first 5 games.
Indeed, a little bit more about Coach Haywood prior to being out at Cass or. Woodland, rather. Sorry, I was thinking about all those teams that they had to play against. Got a little jumbled up there. But prior to that, he was an assistant coach at Rockmart, and he was a standout player at Rockmart, and then collegiately at Carson Newman. And, of course, he brings a lot of positive energy and a ton of football knowledge to his role as the head coach at Pepperell. We've interviewed him several times, and always a pleasure to get to talk to him, enjoy conversations with him.
Yeah, great energy. He's early in his tenure here, and not the start that they wanted to get off to, but I was on my way in today and got stopped by a pile of Darlington fans. This is probably going to be the best 0-5 team you've ever seen. I mean, this is a good football team. The record does not reflect their ability and the talent they have on the roster.
All right, man, let's talk about some of the dudes. We're going to start with the Darlington Tigers. Of course, you got to talk about number 2, Sammy Konchesky, the quarterback, also defensive backs out there on just about every play of the game, and, of course, brings a lot of leadership, and what a gritty player he is.
Yeah, we've watched Sammy grow up here as a Darlington Tiger. He got playing time as a freshman. Now he's one of the leaders of this team. Plays great. You're going to notice all the plays on offense. Obviously, that's where everybody's eyes gravitate towards. But he is a heck of a safety as well. Comes up, makes a lot of plays, tackles before the ball carrier can get to the second level. He's had a few interceptions on the season. Just a heck of a leader.
Indeed, he is. Also, we'll talk about Miles Twyman, number 12, running back and cornerback. He's a junior this year. Also brings a lot of leadership, and boy, what a hard runner and physical player he is.
And long snapper as well, I mean, Miles Twyman does the little things. He's the B-back in this option offense, so he gets the tough yards there between the tackles on that dive play. Also plays in the secondary and has had some great moments. Interception early in the season, a lot of pass breakups, and you'll see him flying around on special teams making tackles as well.
And Ian, since you got the pronunciation down on this next one, how about you intro number 18?
Well, I mean, you got to have that energy guy on your team, right? And if there's an energy guy on this Darlington roster, it's Henry Ledbetter. He gets after it from his defensive end position. He also plays tight end. He's the backup quarterback and has had to take some snaps from under center. And if you need him to step in on offensive line, he'll throw on a different jersey number and do whatever is necessary to get the job done. He is a high motor player and definitely an impact guy for these Darlington Tigers.
Now let's move over to the other side and talk about the Pepperell Dragons. As you referenced earlier and throughout our pregame, some really good players on this team, but it all starts with number 6, Sam Ross, their quarterback and defensive back. And one of the things that I noted about what Coach Grove said about Sam Ross is he's a lot like Sammy Konchesky.
Yeah, I mean, that really stands out. We know exactly what Coach Groves thinks of his starting quarterback, and he echoes that he feels the same exact way about Sam Ross. This is a guy who's going to go out there and give you maximum effort every play, plays over 100 snaps a game on offense and defense, and really the game's going to go through Sam Ross on both sides of the ball for the Dragons.
Another player to point out is number 2, Maddox Garcia. He's a running back, defensive back, a sophomore this year, and Coach Groves had a lot of nice things to say about the way that kid plays too.
Yeah, we got to watch him play. We went up and scouted the Dragons when they played Trine, so we got 2 opportunities to see Mr. Garcia play. He's a hard runner, one of those guys that's not just going to roll over on first contact. He's going to keep driving, picking up those tough yards.
And last but not least, it's a familiar name here at these parts, and that's going to be number 4, Sam Wooten, tight end and linebacker. We've seen him a lot. We know what he can do.
Oh, yeah. Sam Wooten, great hands at that tight end position. He'll go out there and get you the tough yards and make those tough catches over the middle. And then on the other side from that linebacker position, he has a nose for the football. So expect to see him running down Darlington ball carriers all night long.
And here are your captains for tonight for the Darlington Tigers. We're going to start with Noah Duggan, also Sam Twente as a captain tonight, as well as Stephen Moore. And then it's going to be Sammy Konchesky for the Pepperell Dragons. You're going to have number 71. That's Brian Rodriguez, also number 2. Maddox Garcia, just got through talking about him, as well as Sam Ross, the quarterback, number 6. And then rounding out their captains tonight is going to be number 61, Turner Crawford. He is a junior. So there's your captains for tonight. We're about to have the coin toss.
And while you keep an eye on who wins that, Matt, a sight for sore eyes is number 57 in purple and white. He's missed the last few games with injuries. To have him back for a matchup like this is huge. And another guy I saw out there in warm-ups that's been out the last few games is big number 88, Will Scholl, who made a big play in the game against Whitfield Academy and also against North Cobb Christian earlier in the season. So it's good to have those boys back.
And now the coin has been tossed into the air. It's on the turf. Official picks it up, and it looks like the Pepperell Dragons have won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half.
Yeah, so Pepperell will let their defense set the tone and kick it off to this Darlington offense. And look, fast starts have not been a thing. They've not been the norm for Darlington so far this season. They've kind of struggled out of the gate with the offense. Turnovers have plagued them this season. That's going to be something that Coach Groves he's put an emphasis on it. Every week, it's just been one of those things where they've been a little bit snake bit, especially early in games as they've had to come back in the last 2.
We're about to get this thing underway. Let's step out for 1 minute. We'll come back with Darlington football facing the Pepperell Dragons when we come back in 1 minute.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care. But if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Just about ready for some football. Real quick, as we get everybody lined up and ready to go, here are your keys to the game. Number 1 on the list, protect the football.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last segment before we went to break. That's something that has plagued the Tigers all year, and Coach Groves noted it in the coach's show. He's like, it's not because we're not coaching them. We're out there smacking them when they're catching the ball in practice. We're doing everything we can. Some of it's just been, bad luck, but they're looking to turn that trend around. It's tough to overcome, and that's something they'll look to avoid here tonight.
Number 2, play physical.
Yes, I mean, you're going up against a rival. No love lost between these two teams, so the hitting game is going to be one you have to win, and I expect the Tigers to be ready to roll.
And it felt apropos to put the next one right after play physical. That is maintain composure. As you've referenced, Ian, it's a rivalry game. You got to keep your wits about you and make sure to keep those emotions in check.
Right, and that's easier said than done when tempers flare if things get chippy out there, and in rivalry games they often do. do. But you don't want to give up those cheap penalties that can really be the difference in a football game. So, yeah, trying to maintain that composure will be huge for both teams.
Well, here we go, folks. It's almost time to get this thing underway. Sammy Konchesky stands at about the 3-yard line at the middle of the field. Sam Ross is going to kick it off, and we are underway. They're going to kick that one out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. The hanky comes in, and so good field position, starting field position for the Tigers.
And they should be at their own 35, where they will start their first drive of the night.
Oh, they're going to kick this one off again, it looks like.
Back them up, make them kick it again. Okay. All right.
And we got a little Rocky going with the pep band here.
Yes, we do.
Fun. Well, a beautiful night for football. Obviously, the weather situation in the last 36 hours or so is a little bit dicey. But thankfully here in our little corner of the world, we dodged most of the bad stuff. But anybody that's out there watching or listening from afar that had to deal with the brunt of the storm, we certainly are thinking about you right now and hope you came out okay.
And it is important to note, old Hurricane Helene has left some wind behind. If you look over at the American flag, it's whipping in the opposite direction. So whichever team is kicking into that wind, it's going to present a challenge.
So Ross will boot it away again, and here comes the kick. This time he's going to go deep. That drops in. Sammy's going to field it at the 5, brings it out, cuts up towards the near side of the field, and he's going to be brought down at around the 25-yard line. That's where the play is going to stop. So the Tigers will be backed up about 10 yards of where it originally looked like they were going to start this drive. Yeah, I don't think our Hornet's dead over here, man. We need to make an adjustment to that here in a second. It's moving around on us.
He's dead now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Make for a long night, get stung by that thing.
That would not be fun. That little stinger's still going, but he's not flying anywhere, man, I promise.
Well, Sammy Konchesky's going to roll up under center. They're going to be in their base formation. First down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line as the Tigers start on offense. They're going to turn, hand it off, give it off to Miles Twyman. He's going to be dropped after a short gain.
Yeah, a couple of tough yards there for Miles. He's accustomed to banging it between the tackles and not afraid to take the heavy workload that the B-back requires in this offense.
Notches about 3 yards on that play. That sets up a 2nd and 7 with 11:32 left to go here in the first quarter of the game. This is the first drive of the game. Pepperell would win the toss and deferred to the second half, so we're getting a look at that Darlington offense here to start this football game. They're going to send Nate Konchesky wide to the right. That'll be on the far side. And under center is his brother, Sammy Konchesky. Takes the snap, is going to hand it off. They're going to go up the middle again, try to get a couple of hard yards there.
Yeah.
And a good job by the defense. A good hard run. Does pick up about 3 yards, though.
Yeah, you're staying in third and manageable, and that's one thing the Tigers really want to try to do. They've had some instances where they've had to play from behind the chains, and this offense is built to stay ahead of them, although they have picked up some third and longs throughout the season thanks to the legs and arm of Sammy Konchesky.
Going to send 2 wide to the far side, 1 on the near side. Quarterback remains under center. Konchesky takes the snap. He's looking to throw on this play. Is going to go out to his right side, puts the ball in the air, connects, and that is going to be a first down. Making the grab is big play Bodie Powers, and the chains are moving.
And that time Konchesky went to his first read, which is just going to be a quick little curl route over here on the near side. It wasn't there. He pulled it down and found an outlet there with Bodie Powers, hits it, and they get their first down of the evening.
This time the 2 wide receivers are going to be on the near side, otherwise base formation. There's the snap, going to turn, pitch, gets it off to Jace, and he is going to be tripped up. What a tackle right there by Pepperell and
Matt Garcia. Yeah, and that time if Donaldson gets past Garcia, look out. But Garcia did a great job getting him by the ankles and wrapping up and getting him to the turf.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 here for the Tigers. And they'll go back to the drawing board here a little bit behind schedule on the chains.
Picked up about a yard.
Going to have 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near, quarterback under center. Tigers working right to left. First possession of the game. They're going to hand it. Oh, ball's loose on the turf. It's picked up by the Pepperell Dragons. They come up with it, and we talked about it, the first key to the game, turnovers, and there is one.
Yeah, unfortunately on first possessions of the game, we've seen a lot of that for Darlington this year. The turnovers have come early. and usually when they're having success moving the football. But this defense has responded well to sudden change all season, and now they're going to have to do it here early in this big rivalry game in front of the home crowd.
But Pepperell gets the ball at the Darlington 37-yard line as we're going to set up shop and get that offense out on the field. So trying to take advantage of a mistake there by the Tigers. They're going to line up in a shotgun formation with 2 wideouts to the far side of the formation, working from left to right. Pepperell's in their black breeches with white jerseys, gold helmets, gold trim. So Sam Ross lines him up. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off, goes to Garcia, and the Tigers are going to clamp down on him and bring him down after a pickup of about 2 yards, maybe 3.
First one there was Henry Ledbetter, made Garcia change direction and cut back to the middle. Evan Parton was also in on that play. I didn't see who cleaned it up and finally got him to the turf. So, yeah, it was Ledbetter that got the first contact, and then Evan Parton pulled him down, and it was cleaned up there by Bryson Jones.
2 wide receivers to the far side. Man's going to split here to the near side. Empty backfield here for Ross here on 2nd down and 8. Quarterback's going to run the football, find some room on the edge, gets a first down, and slides down at about the 15. So that was a big pickup, and now it's going to be a red zone trip here for the Dragons.
Yeah, that was quarterback power all the way. As Ross just took the snap, followed his running back over off tackle on the right side and got a good running lane. Noah Duggan able to make the tackle, but it was already once he was to the second level. A good run there for the Dragons.
Didn't get as far as I thought he did, so he's at the 21-yard line just outside of the red zone. Shotgun formation, 3 wide to the far side. Wooten is going to come back at that tight end position. There's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw, and he is running around, going to put the ball towards the end zone, and that is going to be incomplete. Almost grabbed it.
He got it.
Did?
Yeah,
I thought the ball came out right at the end of the play.
No, that was a touchdown.
All right. Well, that was to Tucker Glenn, the wide receiver. And
there's a flag, however.
Holding call against the offense.
Yep, and that is huge. Taking points off the board. Ross that time bounced outside. And it was Trenton Moore that kind of bit to come up and cover Ross, and that might not have been a catch. It wouldn't have mattered because it was signaled a touchdown, but Moore did a good job knocking that one loose there at the last minute. Not sure that the catch was finished. But regardless, none of that matters because the Dragons were called for holding, and this is going to be backed up. Touchdowns off the board, and it'll be 1st and 20 back at the Darlington 31-yard line.
Darlington Tigers football for you tonight on WLAQ or the live stream. Currently, we're scoreless with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter of the game. This is the first possession of the game here for the Pepperell Dragons after a Darlington turnover. And defense trying to pin those ears backs here and get a stop. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Man motions to the near side. Going to fake it to him. Quarterback's going to run it, and the defense is going to stuff him right there at the line of scrimmage, and they're gang tackling. Yeah. Man, there was a swarm of Tigers.
Yeah, that time they went with a jet sweep there, and Ross faked the ball to the receiver and went up the middle between the tackles, where he was greeted by a host of Tigers led by Sam 20. And we talked about, as Jaron Payne that got first contact, Sam 20 was there next. Ledbetter, Duggan, and Bryson all came in there to stack him up, and it's 2nd and long. No gain on that play.
2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near, 2nd and a mile here for the Pepperell Dragons. Ross has got him lined up in the gun. He drops back, looking to throw here on 2nd down. He's going to have to tuck and run. He's running for his life, and Henry Ledbetter is going to bring him down, and there were Tigers swarming all through the area.
Yes, there were. Ledbetter got there first again and then was able to clean it up, and that's a sack for Henry Ledbetter, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, what a play. And the Tigers are really fired up here on the defensive side of the ball, trying to get that ball back, and this is going to be 3rd and a mile here for the Pepperell Dragons. 3rd and 18 to go here with the ball at the 31-yard line.
What an effort by Ledbetter there. He had the first crack at Ross, and Ross was able to make him miss. But Ledbetter never quits, man. He keeps that motor running, and he gets back to clean that play up and get the sack.
So a wide receiver on each side. A lot of motion here in the backfield as we get ready for the next play. Third down, everybody's lined up. Empty backfield, man motions from right to left. They're going to hand it off and run a sweep on that left side to Matt Garcia. And he gets a chunk of yards still going down the sidelines before they haul him out of bounds. He's going to be short about 7 or 8 yards, but that was a big pickup for Garcia.
Yeah, and I'm not sure of the kicking situation for the Dragons, but that was about a 15-yard pickup. That makes fourth down one that you have to consider now. Will they go for it, or will they line up and kick this football?
Well, we're about to have the answer to that question here in just a couple of moments. And right now, the offense looks to be setting up for a...
Yeah, they're
going to go for it. Yeah. So Ross is still on the field. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side, one on the far side. Going to go for it on 4th down and 6 with the ball in the red zone. And Ross looks off to the sidelines. They're going to call timeout. Yep. So we'll take it with them. 6:31, 4th down and 6 coming up. Ball on the 17-yard line in the red zone for Pepperell. We're back in 30 seconds.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Well, Ian, here's the situation. 4th down and 6 for the Dragons. They've got the ball in the red zone at the 17. It's going to be interesting to see what they try to do here.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 20 when Matt Garcia took a jet sweep and picked up 14 yards and put Pepperell in a position to have a 4th and manageable here from the 16, 17-yard line here. Big play early in this football game.
They're going to line up in the pistol here on 4th and 6. Ross getting ready to take the snap with Garcia in the backfield with him. Going to have 2 wide receivers. There's the snap. Going to turn, fakes the handoff, puts the ball in the air towards the end zone, overthrows his receiver a little too sharp there, and that is incomplete. The defense gets a stop on 4th down.
Hey, a sudden change, turnover on the first drive. Darlington, with their backs against the wall, Pepperell did have a touchdown play that was called back due to a holding, but they're able to get off the field there. You had a sack by Henry Ledbetter on that possession, and just a huge stop here early in the game to keep Pepperell from getting that early momentum and getting a lead here on your home turf.
So the Tigers are going to start their second drive of the game at their own 17-yard line, working right to left with no score. 6:16 left to go in the first quarter. Sammy Konchesky under center takes the snap. He's going to pitch a toss sweep to Jace, and he is off to the races down to about the 30-yard line. Gets about 12 yards on the pickup.
That could have been a touchdown saving tackle. I believe that was number 1, Ty Delaney, who made the play. But Donaldson had a head full of steam and was about to really turn the afterburners on. But Delaney, with a really nice play coming over there, flying in and getting a shoestring tackle, just enough to trip up Donaldson, but a good gain on 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Tigers after that pickup of about 12. Going to be under center, Sammy Konchesky. Everybody's in tight here for 1st down. Working right to left. There's the snap. Going to hand it off. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Actually, he would hold the ball and then gets hit, so Sammy Konchesky's going to be brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, I think Chase Lawley was one of the guys that delivered the hit there, but Konchesky keeps there, kind of stumbled out of the gate, and then Delaney came in. That could have been helmet to helmet there. It was actually Matt Garcia that came up and hit Konchesky high, but the refs did not decide to pull out the hanky.
Well, was able to eke out a yard there on that play. Konchesky did. So it's 2nd and 9 for the Tigers at the 30-yard line, still on their side of the field. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side. Under center as Sammy Konchesky takes the snap. He is going to roll out. He's got company in the backfield being chased all around. Gets away from the defender, streaks down the sidelines, and almost gets a 1st down. Man, he made something out of nothing. That play was blown up right away.
Yeah, pulled the rabbit out of his hat. We've seen Konchesky do it so many times. Made something out of nothing. Not just something. He made a 1st down out of what looked like a busted play.
I think he's going to be a little bit short.
He must have stepped out a little bit before the marker.
But Bebo Alphin was chasing him all over the place, it looked like, in the backfield. And then he was able to get out and get about 7 yards on the play, maybe 8.
Good pick up there, getting them to third and manageable.
So the Tigers will line up here this time at the 37-yard line, still on their side of the field, but threatening to get it over into Pepperell territory. And there's the snap. Going to be a quick pitch here to Jace again, and he's going to be caught by the shoestrings and brought down. Big tackle by Ty Delaney.
Yeah, second big tackle from him. As again, it looked like Donaldson had a lot of space, but Delaney flew in there, made a heck of a play, and it'll be decision time here for the Tigers, and it looks like they're going to punt this one away.
Smart decision.
Yeah, I think so. This early in the game, backed up in your own territory, I think punting it away and letting the defense play ball is a good decision. It'll be Maddox Garcia that's back to receive this punt for the Dragons.
Trent Moore on to punt it here for the Darlington Tigers. He stands at about the 22-yard line. Maddox on the other side, as you referenced, is about the 25-yard line at the near hash. Here comes the kick from Moore, and it is headed right towards Garcia. He'll field it at the 22, is going to bring it out, cuts up to the far side of the field, and he's going to be dragged around and down. Had some help there, but Zayden Simpson was all over him, and then somebody came and helped him clean it up.
Yeah. Miles Twyman from the long snapper position led the charge there downfield. He was the first guy, and Maddox Garcia was able to make him miss. But the young freshman, Zayden Simpson, did a heck of a job wrangling him. Garcia kept his feet a little bit, and I think it was Stuart Grigsby that cleaned that up at the very end. Yeah, it was Grigsby that got him to the turf. But great play there by Simpson. Good discipline play there from the Tigers special teams, and you know Coach Groves will be happy about that.
Oh, absolutely. And Zayden is a freshman this year. To see a young guy like that, she's got a few more years of making a big play in a game like this is awesome to see for sure. So Pepperell will line up, and here's the snap. They're going to run the ball. Not much there. Defense is all over it that time, Ian.
Yeah,
was that Sam
absolutely.
20?
I think 20 was the one who got him to the turf there. You know that young man's pumped to be out here playing. And just went with the handoff to Garcia, and it was Sam 20, and that's a loss on the play of 2.
So the Dragons now have got 2nd down and 12 after that loss of 2. They're going to send trips to the near side, one receiver on the far side, and in the backfield here with Mr. Ross is going to be Garcia. So we get ready for Ross to take the snap here in a moment. He's got it, dropping back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and it is going to be caught by the receiver, who is Tucker Glenn, and he streaks down the sidelines for a first down out at about the 43.
Yeah, just a little out route there from Glenn as they went with the level patterns there. Wooten was the one underneath. He was well covered, but Ross finds his target, Tucker Glenn, who had the touchdown reception that was called back on the first drive.
So this is actually going to be at the 44-yard line, so 1st and 10 for the Dragons here. We're scoreless. We've got 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the opening quarter of the football game. This is the 2nd possession of the game for Pepperell.
Both teams have picked up some first downs, but nobody has put any points on the board just yet.
2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 man in the backfield with Ross. He's going to turn, hands it off, and the run is going to go off towards the left side of the formation where the defense is ready and brings him down, and it's going to be a short game.
Bryson Jones there, who was driving his legs to make that tackle. That's a big boy carrying the ball there, number 48, Michael Arena.
Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ and also the live stream. We're going to have some Braves baseball for you this weekend. And then coming up on Monday, talk about a big doubleheader between the Braves and the Mets. Whew. It's going to be intense, especially if both teams win over the weekend. Going to have a couple of receivers on the far side. Going to be a shotgun formation. Big number 48, Michael Arena, remains in the backfield here with Ross. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to follow Arena, finds a little bit of a hole, stays up, and gets close to the first down. I think he'll be short, maybe a yard.
Generous spot there. If it's the far side spot, I thought he went down a good yard and a half, but they're moving the chains.
Yeah, they are. I'm kind of with you on that. I thought he was going to be short a yard or two, but I
felt like
corrected.
Yeah. Not our job.
No.
We'll stay out of it.
Up here for a reason, huh? 46-yard line. That's where the Pepperell Dragons are. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side. Going to have a man in the backfield here with Ross, who's getting ready to take the snap here for the Dragons. And he's got the ball. He's going to quick pitch here to his Matt Garcia, who's going to give a stiff arm at the ends, hauled out of bounds by Moore. Yeah. And not a lot doing on that play.
Yeah, Moore grabbed the top of those pads, and I think he managed to not pull the horse collar there. But good discipline there from Moore, because you want to get him to the turf and you grab whatever you can get your hands on. Definitely had him up top, but did a good job of just letting go and getting him out, using the boundary to his advantage.
2nd and 10 here for the Pepperell Dragons. Going to send 2 wide to the far side, 1 on the near side here for this 2nd down play. Ball is at the 46-yard line in Tiger territory. Ross getting ready to take the snap. Going to have an up back who now shifts. That's Wooten off to the left side of the formation. There's the snap to Ross. He's going to fake the handoff, run the football. Almost got brought down, shakes off a tackle, and he's going to be brought down hard. Boy, what a hit for number 55, Bryson Jones, laying the wood.
We've called Jones' number several times already in this game as he's there to clean up. A good job by Ross there. Ross picked up several yards just out of sheer will there with some good moves right there on the sidelines. But we've got ourselves a big 3rd down. And again, Matt, I think with Pepperell in this area of the field, this could be 2-down territory as well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a run play here.
Ball's at the 41-yard line. 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Dragons. Going to send 2 wide receivers off to the far side of the formation. Ross getting ready to take the snap, but the Dragons working from left to right. Man motions to the near side, and now he's going to be a wide receiver, and we're going to have
that's 2 timeouts now from Pepperell.
Yep. Got a little confusion there as they were getting ready to run the play. So let's take a timeout as well. 54 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. We're scoreless. We're back in 30.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
An interesting one going so far. We are scoreless. Got 54 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter of this football game, and we got a big 3rd down coming up here for the Pepperell Dragons. 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 1.
Yeah, again, could be 2-down territory here for the Dragons. Sam Ross lines up in the shotgun.
Going to send a couple of 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field. That's the near side. One motions off towards the left. They're going to fake. It's going to be a play fake. Ball in the air, and that is going to be tipped and knocked down to the turf. Incomplete to Sam Wooten, who was trying to reach up and grab it. It was a little bit over his reach.
Yeah, he was there. As Ross has been a little high on those downfield throws. He's made some nice ones today, too. That time he might have been able to fit that one in. Wanted to go underneath. That ball just came out high. Wooten was open, and Ross just missed him. And it looks like Pepperell is going to punt this one away. But you're always going to have to watch the fake when your quarterback is your punter.
Indeed. And that is the case here. Sam Ross is the punter here for the Dragons. You got 2 men back here for the Tigers. Jace Donaldson is on the far hash about the 10. And then on the near hash, you got Sammy Konchesky drops the snap, then gets the kick away. And that's going to drop and take a nice Pepperell bounce, it looked like, down to about the 16. But he avoided disaster there, did he?
Yeah, Ross bobbled the snap. Trenton Moore almost got his mitt on that bad boy. He may have even gotten a piece of it. I don't think I'm going to get to see that part of the replay. But no harm, no foul if you're a Dragons fan. Ross got it off, and they were able to down it inside the 20. And Darlington will take over at their own 17-yard line.
So the Tigers getting ready to go here for their 3rd possession of the football game. And as far as field position is concerned, it's not been fantastic in this game so far.
Nothing
average.
This is the worst of the 3 here, starting at their own 17.
Quarterback under center, wide receiver to the near side. They're going to fake the handoff. Here's the pitch here to Donaldson, who goes down the sidelines. He's off to the races, cuts inside. He's across the Tiger paw at midfield. One man to try to catch him. I don't think he's going to do it. Inside the 10-5, gone. Jace Donaldson in a massive 84-yard play to pay dirt. The Tigers strike first.
Big play from Jace Donaldson there on the pitch. He's had a few creases, and the Dragons have been able to get him to the turf on a few of his carries. He's already over 100 yards. We got Grayson on stats. I know he's going to hook me up with just how many yards Donaldson has here shortly, but that one, an 83-yard scamper for a touchdown. He can take it to the house on any play, and the Tigers draw first blood.
All right, folks, we get ready for the point after. Ade DeSalu, who's just about become automatic here for the Tigers, is out there to try to put it between the uprights, make this a 7-0 game. And here is the kick. It is right through the pipes. And ladies and gentlemen, the Tigers are up 7-0. That was a heck of a play by Jace Donaldson.
Yeah,
my goodness.
Yeah, that's one play, 83-yard drive. You'll take that all night long. And Donaldson had the wind at his back. Again, I want to note that there's a pretty stiff wind blowing from right to left here at Chris Hunter Stadium, and maybe that propelled Donaldson a little bit. He made one move there, put his foot in the ground, cut back across field, and outran the defense for the touchdown. Impressive.
Very impressive. So the Tigers strike first blood, 7-0. And what you looking at, man?
That wind, man.
Oh,
look at that flag.
Kidding.
It is ripping through here at the moment.
Whew. That was something else.
Yes, it was.
What
a little shot of adrenaline, right?
Yeah, it
yeah.
really was. Yeah. Well, you're listening to Darlington Tigers football here on WLAQ or watching the live stream. And, of course, coming up next week is going to be a bye week, the second one of the season. We'll tell you what's coming up next in the season in just a few moments. But right now the Tigers are going to tee it up and kick it back to the Pepperell Dragons. And we will get this thing back underway. As you talk about, the wind continues to whip around, and it looks like it can't decide which direction it wants to go either.
It's coming through. Helene is not done with us just yet.
So DeSalu will get ready to make his trot football at the 40-yard line, and the ball is knocked off the tee by the wind.
Yes, it was.
So we'll try that again here in just a couple of moments. Stay tuned at the end of the night tonight, because we're going to have the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Last week it was Bodie Powers, and Ian, for the second game of the season, he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he has certainly earned the nickname that we have given him this season of Big Play Bodie Powers, because he's made a lot of them, hasn't he?
He sure has.
So here comes DeSalu. He's going to try that again. This time he's able to get it off the tee without the wind's assistance, and it goes into the end zone. And that is going to be a touchback.
Just what the doctor ordered there, not giving him a chance to make a play in the return game. So far, the special teams has been on point for the Tigers.
And I just got a message from Nathan Patterson, the guru of Northwest Georgia Media and the live stream, and he said that the camera guys are having an interesting time up there on the press box.
I bet. I'm telling you, I've not. In all our years of coming here and broadcasting games at Chris Hunter, I've never seen the flag whip like that. That is some serious wind.
And I know that, before the game they were able to go through the inflatable Tiger, but I heard Jason Payne, who handles that, said, look, we're going to inflate this thing real quick, and then it's over. We're getting it down, because that could be a dangerous situation. So
well, it's good when you have somebody with as much experience as Jason Payne on the inflatable Tiger. He's been doing that for as many years as I can remember.
Ross lines him up. There's the snap, and he's going to run the football, tries to get out to the edge, find some room. He's got a first down as he streaks down the sidelines across to about the 35. And, I mean, he's exactly how Coach Groves described him in the pregame, for sure.
But he hurt himself on that play, and that's his throwing hand that he is holding here. I'll see if I can catch what happened on the replay. As he went out to the left side of the field there. Yeah, he's definitely holding his wrist.
10-yard play for a first down. That brings up 1st and 10. Ross lines him up in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. They're going to run it with, I believe, Garcia, who gets him for about 7 yards. That was a good run by Garcia.
Yep. Give there to Garcia. You'll take that kind of yardage on first down anytime.
And that is the end of the first quarter. So we're going to take a break. Darlington Tigers lead it 7-0. We're back in 1 minute. All right, we're about ready to roll here with the second quarter of this very already exciting rivalry matchup between the Darlington Tigers and the Pepperell Dragons. And the Darlington Tigers on top right now 7-0 after scoring on an 83-yard play to Jace Donaldson to strike first blood with 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter of the football game. So now we enter the second quarter, and this is going to be second down and 3 yards to go here for the Pepperell Dragons. They've run a couple of plays here on this drive. So the Dragons line up now working from right to left. We've swapped sides of the field. And from that pistol, Ross takes the snap, throws a quick pass, is able to connect. He stays up, breaks a couple of tackles. A lot of hitting there on that play, and that was number 7, Bebo Alphen, with a good pickup and a first down.
Nothing complicated about that play, as Alphen just ran a little quick out route, and Ross found him quickly, and Bebo was able to turn upfield and lower the boom there as he decided he was going to run over the Tigers defense and picked up an extra 4 or 5 yards and a first down.
Well, we learned something about Alphen on that play, didn't we?
Yes, we
did.
That young
man likes to hit.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. This is going to be from that gun. Ross getting ready to take the snap here on 1st and 10 with the ball close to midfield. He's going to run it, design play, runs off to the right side, stays up. He's across, of course, the line to gain, and then some. Gets down to about the 25 before he slides out of bounds. That was a big run by Sam
It was
Ross.
Quarterback power, which is obviously a play the Dragons like to run, and Ross gets a huge gain there. Stuart Grigsby makes the tackle, but there was no contact until he was a good 20 yards downfield as Ross continues to hurt the Tigers with his legs.
So now they've got the ball at the 26-yard line in Tiger territory. Going to line up in a gun. Going to send a couple of wide receivers to the far side of the formation, one to the near. The one on the near side is Tucker Glenn, which is a favorite target of Sam. Ross takes the snap, pulls the snap down, and he's going to have to tuck and run this football. He's got company in the backfield. He's able to get a couple of yards there with some extra effort, but the Tigers bring him down pretty quickly.
Yeah, nice play there by Ross. He was met in the backfield there by the Tigers defense. Surprise, surprise, Henry Ledbetter disrupting things once again. The Minister of Mayhem, Henry Ledbetter.
With everything said and done, that's going to be a 1-yard pickup, bringing up second down and 9 here for the Dragons with 10:48 remaining in the first half of the game. Ball is at the 25-yard line now for this play. Shotgun formation. Going to be a lot of motion here before the play that results in 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. And there's the snap. Quarterback drops back, looking to throw. Can't find anybody open, and now he's going to be sacked. And was that Henry Ledbetter?
It was indeed. The Minister of Mayhem is in the backfield again. His second sack of the first half. Henry Ledbetter getting after it.
I got to work on that. I don't quite have the pronunciation yet, but.
And just a great play there by Ledbetter as he was able to shed his blocker and get in there and get his second sack of the ball game. I think he might want some cupcakes.
I think that is a possibility. We'll see what happens. A lot of football to play, but the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game will be coming up after tonight's action. Who will it be? could be Henry Ledbetter. We'll see.
Jace Donaldson putting his name in the hat, too.
No question about it. Won it the first game of the year, didn't he?
He did.
There's the snap. Quarterback dropping back, looking to throw. This is Ross on third down, connects with a receiver. He shakes off a defender and gets hit hard behind the line to gain, but he had already crossed. Kellen Ederburn is the receiver.
And I think he pulled back there on his own. It wasn't the contact that forced him back, so it will be short of the line to gain. I think this will set up about a 4th and 3. Ross did a good job there hanging in the pocket, waiting, finding his target. And he found Kellen Edinburn. But Edinburn stepped back a little bit, so it's going to be 4th and a long 3 here. So far, the Tigers were able to get off the field on a 4th down in the first quarter. Can they do it again?
Michael Rarana is in the backfield. They're going to run an eye here on this play. Quarterback's under center. There's the snap. Going to pitch it to the tailback, and that's going to be Sam Wooten, and he's going to be stopped short of the line to gain. A turnover on downs.
And guess who led the charge? It was Ledbetter once again, getting in the backfield. That's his 4th tackle for a loss already. He's got 2 sacks in the game. The Tigers get off the field on 4th down for the 2nd time in this first half.
So 2 turnovers on downs here for the Pepperell Dragons, and now the Tigers are going to get the football back. They're going to have the ball on the 19-yard line on their side of the field here with 8:48 remaining here in the first half of play, leading this game 7-0. So let's see if the Tigers can get the ball down the field, maybe punch in another score. Tigers are going to line up. Everybody's going to be in tight in their base formation. Konchesky under center, and Donaldson motions off to the left side. They're going to run the football, and they got the quarterback ran the ball. I think Konchesky got about 6 yards.
There's a flag on the play, though. Came flying in right off the bat. So we'll see what the call is. Personal foul. Oh, there's been one in every game. So far, yeah. Chop block has been called in every game that we've watched. Maybe not in the Haralson County game. I can't remember one in that particular game.
I don't think we saw one in that one. But you're right. We've seen it several times.
So that'll put Darlington way back behind the sticks here. Good run there by Konchesky, but negated by the penalty, and that flag came out immediately.
So that's going to bring up 1st down and 20 here for the Darlington Tigers. And the ball is going to be just inside the 10-yard line as they get ready to resume here. They're going to send a wide receiver to the near side on this formation, one on the far side. Konchesky remains under center, takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his left. There's the pitch, gets it to Donaldson, and he's going to be dropped after a gain of about, I want to say 2 or 3 yards maybe.
Another flag on this play, too. Gotta wonder what's being called here. Let's see what the call is. I'm looking for him.
He's over here. He's kind of screened between a few Darlington players.
I didn't catch the signal. I know it's on Darlington, but it was thrown quick too, so I've got to wonder if it was the same thing. Be a half the distance penalty if that's the case, but backs Darlington all the way up to their own 5-yard line.
So the Tigers are now going to have to work it out close to their goal line, and it's still going to be 1st down after 2 penalties before they run a play.
Another chop block.
Yeah.
And the refs are trying to get their message across here.
So again, the Tigers are going to go 1st down and 25 from the 5-yard line. They started at the 19, hadn't run this 1st down play yet. Quarterback under center, Konchesky takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, try to run up the middle, get a little room to work here, and Miles Twyman is going to be brought down after about a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, tough yards there for Miles. He hadn't popped one yet. The interior line, defensive line for Pepperell's done a good job limiting what they can get up the middle. It was Sam Wooten that made the tackle there. No surprise to see that young man in on the play.
So that brings up 2nd down and 20 here for the Tigers, now at their own 10 with 7:34 left to go in the first half of play. Pepperell won the toss, deferred to the second half, so their offense will get the ball to start second half, but we still have over half of our second quarter to play.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of opportunity here in the second quarter left.
Konchesky taking the snap. He's going to run a toss sweep out to the far side, gets it over to Jace Donaldson, gets a good chunk of yards, maybe about 6 or 7 yards, but they still have a long way to go here on 3rd down.
Third and attainable here, but also getting some important yards to get out of the shadow of your own goal line if you have to punt. You never want your punter sitting in your own end zone. That's always a treacherous situation to be in.
So it's going to be 3rd and 15. Now the ball is going to be out at the 16-yard line as they get ready for the next play. Trotting off the field is going to be Henry Ledbetter. On is going to be Noah Duggan here for this package. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side. Line up in the slot is Nate Konchesky. Split wide to the right is going to be Jace Donaldson. And we get ready for the Tigers to run a play here on 3rd and 15. And we are going to have a timeout. So we're going to take it with them. Again, 3rd and 15 coming up for the Tigers. 6:32 left to go in the first half. Tigers lead at 7-0. We're back in 30.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
We welcome you back live inside Chris Hunter Stadium. Darlington Tigers taking on the Pepperell Dragons here tonight. A rivalry matchup. Right now the Tigers are on top 7-0. It is 3rd and 15. The Tigers have the ball at their own 15-yard line. And, of course, the start of this drive was defined by penalties. Put the backs against the wall right out of the gate.
Yeah, chop blocks called on back-to-back plays, putting them in a tough position. They've gotten 10 yards to get out from inside their own 10-yard line here, and we'll look to see if they can pop a play here and pick up a big 3rd and 15.
Going to send Nate Konchesky wide to the near side. Otherwise, everybody else is going to be in tight for this formation. In the backfield behind Konchesky at that B-back position is going to be Miles Twyman. Here comes the snap. Quarterback rolling out, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and that is going to be bobbled. And then I believe he catch it? He caught it. Yeah, Jace Donaldson caught the ball. But it's going to be short of the line to gain. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, he bobbled it but was able to keep his concentration, make the catch. So the Tigers do pick up some of the yardage lost. Let's watch this again. Yeah, Donaldson bobbled it but wrangled it in, was gang tackled there short of the line to gain. So Darlington will have to punt, but at least they got it out and giving Trenton Moore a chance here. But he's punting into this still very stiff wind.
One man back here for the Pepperell Dragons. That's Matt Garcia. Here comes the snap. Moore puts the ball in the air, and that one's pretty high up there, drops in, and it's going to take a bounce and gets to close to midfield.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one, kicking into that wind, and he got under it a little bit too, so that allowed the wind to grab it. So not the outcome that the Tigers wanted, and great starting field position for the Dragons here with 5:37 left in the second quarter.
So the Dragons are going to start at the Darlington 47-yard line here for this drive, which is actually going to be their 4th drive of the first half. Darlington leads it, though, 7-0.
That they do, but the Dragons have moved the ball. They've had some success on offense. The drives have just stalled out. They got a turnover on Darlington's first possession and almost cashed in, had a touchdown call back for a holding penalty. And then were stopped on 4th down, and then on their last drive, they got all the way inside the 20, where Darlington came up big for another 4th down stop, and the Tigers' deal looked to do it again.
2 wide receivers to the far side, shotgun formation here for Ross. He's getting ready to take the snap with Garcia in the backfield with him. There's the snap, going to run it out to that right side, and he gets bit by the turf monster as he heard the footsteps coming, so he's going to take a loss.
There's a flag down. We'll see what the call is here. Wonder if Darlington was offsides. Nope, you're going to get a block in the back on Pepperell. Okay, great pursuit there from the Darlington defense, and they've done a good job with that. They tried to go with that quarterback power play, which has been very successful, and it was Trenton Moore that got shoved in the back. That was number 64, Logan Comer, that they got for the penalty, and he did indeed push him in the back, and it affected the play, even though the Tigers did get the tackle for loss, and it looks like Coach Groves is going to elect to take this penalty and put the Dragons behind the chains even further.
So the official will mark off the penalty yards, and we'll resume here in just a couple of moments with the Pepperell Dragons having the football, 1st down and 20 to go. And now the ball is going to be dropped back to the 43-yard line. Dragons working from right to left, trailing in the game 7-0. We'll have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show at the end of tonight's action, but we'll relay some scores to you at halftime in a little bit. A lot of games taking place, and that's a true blessing the way that the weather was looking, that not more games in our general area were affected. There's the snap, going to be play action, screen pass up the middle, connects with Garcia, who came out of the backfield. He stays up, shakes off a couple of tackles, and gets about 8 or 9 yards of the penalty yards back.
Yeah, Ross took another hit. He's coming up limping, so we've already seen him grab at his throwing hand, which he's still dealing with, and this time it looked like a lower leg. And what a play by Ross there. I mean, the pressure was all over him. Henry Ledbetter back there trying to drive him to the turf, and he made a heck of a play just to get that ball into Garcia's hands. He picks up about 7 yards. So had they not taken the penalty, this is right where we would have been after that first play, 2nd and 14.
Ball is at the 50-yard line, so right at midfield. Going to be a shotgun formation. Garcia in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the far side. 1 on the near here for Pepperell. Rolling out to his right and connecting with Sam Wooten is going to be Ross. Wooten is going to be dropped after a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards. So that's going to set up in 3rd and manageable situation here.
And they've been looking to hit Wooten underneath the whole game. That time it was open. And Wooten able to break a couple of tackles, get a few extra yards, and it's going to be 3rd and manageable here, 3rd and 6 upcoming.
So the Dragons will roll up to the line of scrimmage with Tucker Glenn and Ty Delaney to the near side, split wide. Off to the far side's Kellen Eddeburn. In the backfield's Garcia with Ross. 3rd down and 5 coming up here from the 42-yard line on the Tiger side of the field, with 3:51 remaining here in the game in the first half and the clock ticking. And it looks like the Dragons will change the play at the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap to Ross. He's going to run the football. Definitely a design run here. Leaps over a defender, stays up, and he's going to be brought down at about the 35. So he should have the first down there.
Yeah, and Darlington had a couple opportunities there. Ross just did an excellent job getting horizontal and waiting for his opportunity to cut back upfield. Trenton Moore had a shot at him, missed a tackle out there on the outside, and Ross made him pay for it.
So they're able to convert there, and now the Dragons are going to have 1st and 10 at the Tigers' 35-yard line with 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side, and Garcia in the backfield here with Ross, who's getting ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. Man motions from the far side to the near. They're going to fake, drop back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the middle of the field, can't hang on, and the ball was to Sam Wooten, and he was turning to run before he'd secured the ball and dropped it.
Yeah, that one was right on the number from Ross, a bullet, and Wooten just started to look upfield before he secured the football, as you mentioned, Matt.
And obviously you see that a lot, Ian. Guys are just wanting to make a play. They see an opportunity and get a little bit overzealous there, if you want to call it that, and turn to run and just dropped it.
Yeah, but Coach Haywood brought Sam's name up in our interview and said he'd had a great week of preparation, and that's a guy you're going to see contribute in this ball game.
This is going to be 2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Wooten will come up towards that tight end position. Ball's in the air, go right back to him. This time he grabs it. He's inside the 15-5. Gone. Sam Wooten scores against his former team, and pending PAT, we may have a tie ball game here in a couple of moments.
And that just shows you the faith that Sam Ross has in his teammate there. He dropped the pass on the play before, but this time he goes right back to him on the next one, delivers a dime. Wooten makes a move to the outside. Good block downfield there from one of his teammates. Wasn't able to catch the number, but Wooten takes it to the house.
Indeed he did. And so now the Dragons will come back to the line of scrimmage here and try to tack on the extra point and see if they can make this a tie ball game. Handling the extra point duties here is going to be number 30, Cameron Jones, the senior. And he will try to punch it through the uprights and give us a tie ball game here with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. And he does. That one is going to be right through. And we're tied up, Ian.
7-7. This time the Dragons, they take advantage of the good field position. They had a penalty early in that drive. They were able to overcome it. We're able to extend the drive, and then it's Sam Ross to Sam Wooten. Sam to Sam.
And that was a 35-yard play,
35-yard touchdown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Impressive play. And a big pickup. The Tigers will have an opportunity here. They have two of their three timeouts remaining in this half with 2 minutes 57 seconds left. And the Dragons will receive the opening kickoff in the second half. So if you're a Tigers fan, you're hoping they can put together a drive here and go get some points before they head to the locker room.
Well, I got to tell you, Em, with under 3 minutes to go here in the first half, we're getting exactly what I think most people that pay attention to this rivalry and these two teams and the talent that they have, I think this is what probably most people expected to get. I certainly did. I thought we were going to have a close game, and we're tied almost at halftime.
So far, the Dragons quarterback Sam Ross, 6 for 9 for 91 yards. He's got 10 carries for 64 yards. We talked about him in the pregame. We talked about Sam. We talked about how these two quarterbacks are leaders and stat sheet stuffers, and that's exactly what we're getting so far in this ball game.
So we will get ready for another kickoff here from the man you just referenced, Sam Ross, who handles the kickoffs and punting duties here for this Pepperell Dragons team. And field goals, as we've seen, is another kicker, Cameron Jones, that we saw just punch it through for the extra point just moments ago. But Ross gets ready to make his trot to the ball. The kick is in the air, and that one's going to be a line drive. It bounces off a Darlington player, Sammy Konchesky. Picks it up, fields it, cuts up inside. He's across the 30, and he's going to be hauled out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. But a good return and good field position. This is the best field position Darlington's had in the game.
Yeah. We'll see where they end up spotting. It looked like he went right out there at the 35-yard line. And it'll actually 36. Be on 36. We've got our first train that I know of.
I think you're right. Might have been a couple pregame, but this is definitely the first in the game for sure.
Well, like I mentioned before the kickoff, Darlington, if they could put together a scoring drive here and seize momentum going into the locker room, it would be huge.
Going to have two wide receivers to the far side. Konchesky's under center with 1st and 10. Best field position of the game for the Tigers at the 35. Oh, that's intercepted by Wooten. He is running the other way. I don't think they're going to get him inside the 10, but they're going to have it right at the doorstep there, Ian, after the turnover. Second one of the game for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that was unfortunate there because Bodie Powers was behind the defense trying to see what happened there. I don't think Konchesky ever saw Wooten, and so he put that one on the line instead of lofting it. If he put some air under it, Bodie Powers would have lived up to the nickname and waltzed into the end zone. Instead, it's Wooten who just scored the touchdown, almost getting a pick six, and Pepperell is set up inside the Darlington 10 with a chance to seize momentum.
Ball's at the 7-yard line, so 1st and 10 here or 1st and goal rather for the Pepperell Dragons. They're going to send a wide receiver to the near side. Let's see how they line up. The rest of the guys are going to go back to that I formation. The tailback is going to be Sam Wooten. So we get ready for the snap here from the Dragons from the 7. There it is. They're going to go to Wooten. He tries to pile drive his way in, but the door is going to be stuffed right at about the 4 or 5 yard line. We'll see where they spot it, but a good stop by the defense.
Yeah, big hit there. Wooten with a head full of steam right up the middle as they try to feed the senior. And he was greeted there by a couple of Tigers. Brought to the turf. And Pepperell will be patient getting to the ball if they can. Their goal will be to run as much time here as they can and get the touchdown so they can go into the locker room with a lead.
The second goal coming up from the 5 for the Pepperell Dragons. We are currently tied at 7 apiece. An interception and almost a pick six put the Dragons in the position they're in. I formation again. This time they're going to go with the fullback, and he is going to get close to the goal line, but I think he's going to be a little bit short.
Yeah, just shy there.
Went to Michael Arena there. He is a tough load, freshman.
Yeah, just a freshman. That's a big boy for a freshman.
So a couple of run plays here, and the Dragons are knocking on the door. They've got it right at the doorstep. This is going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 1 yard line. Quarterback under center, go back to that I formation. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to try to dive into the end zone, and I think that he got it. Yes, he did. 1 yard plunge here for Sam Ross, and the Dragons have taken the lead in.
Yeah, huge swing there. Pepperell gets the touchdown, then gets the quick turnover, and starts at the 9 yard line. 3 plays later, Sam Ross follows his offensive line into the end zone. And it's a huge momentum swing here before the half, as the Dragons have taken their first lead of the game.
Indeed, the first turnover that the Tigers had in the game was a fumble out on the first drive. Resulted the ensuing drive was a turnover on downs, but this time the turnover cost them, give up a quick score and the lead to the Dragons. Here comes the extra point coming up from Cameron Jones, who tries to punch it through and make this a 14-7 game. There's the kick, and that one is right between the pipes, and it is 14-7.
That it is. Darlington will get the ball with a chance here with 2 timeouts, minute and 14 left. We'll see what Coach Groves likes to do. How risky will he be with the football here, knowing that the Dragons get the ball to start the second half, and with this offense going into the wind, that's going to make it challenging to throw the football.
Got a lot of games to talk about tonight when we get to halftime. Of course, we're going to run down some scores courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center. At the end of tonight's action, the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Got a lot of sports broadcasting coming up for you the rest of the weekend on WLAQ. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have a bye week this week. They get back into action next week against Duke. But we've got a lot of Braves baseball for you coming up against the Royals tomorrow, and then the following day, and then on Monday, big doubleheader coming up with the Mets, and we'll have both games of that for you. I think the first one's a little after 1 o'clock, and then the second one's in the afternoon. It's a traditional doubleheader coming up on Monday. That's an unusual scenario to see at this point of the year.
It is. The weather obviously postponing those games, but there's a lot on the line here. I mean, the Braves still have a shot at getting into the playoffs. They need some things to go their ways. If the Brewers could play really well against the Mets, we'll take that as well. But a huge doubleheader, and you mentioned Tech playing Duke. 4-0 Duke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Big ball game.
So Ross getting ready to put the boot on the football here one more time here for this first half of the football game. Tigers now trail it at home 14-7 to the Pepperell Dragons, who scored quickly a couple of times here late in the half. There's the kick, goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Certainly get some help from the wind blowing in that direction, but that was a good kick.
Yeah, Ross put that one 5 yards deep, and Darlington will start at their own 20. Again, not sure how many chances Coach Groves will take here. If they could pop a run, perhaps they'll get into a hurry-up mode and try to take some shots. But the good thing for Tigers fans is this group has come back the last 2 weeks, so they're not afraid of playing from behind.
2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. There's the snap from under center. Going to throw a pass, quick pass to Moore, and he gets out of bounds. So they'll get a decent pickup there on first down. Probably got about 5 yards.
Yeah, stops the clock there, gets 5 yards. Quick out there to Trenton Moore. And last week when they got the ball to Moore through the air, he was able to do a lot of damage after the catch.
Brings up 2nd and 5 here for the Tigers. Going to send a wide receiver to the near side. Man that just caught it, Trenton Moore. Off to that far side is going to be Jace Donaldson, who we've seen have a huge play to score the only touchdown of the game for the Tigers on an 83-yard play there on the 3rd drive of the game for the Tigers, their scoring drive. Going to have Konchesky split wide as well. As we get ready for the snap under center, quarterback is going to hold on to the football, trying to find somebody to throw it to. Now he's going to cut towards the near side, found some green grass, stays up, and he goes down at about the 46-yard line. So a big play and nice run by Sammy Konchesky with 55.3 seconds left to go. So they'll set the chains and the clock will start running.
Yes, it will, and the Tigers will try to hurry and get on the ball and preserve those timeouts. And the clock is going.
47-yard line is where the Tigers have got it, still on their side of the field. There's the snap. They're going to clock it and get ready for the next play.
And that time, Konchesky did a good job on that last play because he was rolling out to his left, and he was contained by the Pepperell defensive end and did a great job seeing the field. That vision kicked in, and he saw he had some open room. Got a big pickup there.
So that brings up 2nd down and 10 here for the Tigers after they spike the ball to preserve the time. 49 seconds on the clock, and they will get ready for the next play. Quarterback going to roll up under center, Sammy Konchesky. He's going to have everybody in tight. And here comes the snap to Konchesky. He's going to fake, then throw the ball on a screen pass, gets it to Miles Twyman, who came out of the backfield. He's running down the sidelines and scampers out of bounds at the 30. And the Tigers could be in business here.
Yeah, nice play there. A little misdirection there as they went play action, faked the toss. I believe it was Bodie Powers was in motion, faked the toss, And then just a nice little dump-off pass to Twyman. Let him go do his thing. He cuts it back inside, gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. And Darlington, with 2 timeouts and 40 seconds left, is in striking distance. Important to note that they are going into the wind, so a field goal would be a little bit treacherous here. They'd love to get a touchdown.
Indeed they would. Trailing 14-7, 40.1 ticks on the clock in the first half. Pepperell gets the ball out of the locker room. There's the snap. Konchesky rolling out, looking at throws, got company in the backfield. 2 guys on him, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be incomplete. Hits the turf.
Yeah, and that time Pepperell was in his face, disrupting him. I couldn't even see the target. We were screened by the tent down here on the sideline, so it was hard to see if there was even anybody where he threw the ball. I think he was just throwing it away. 33.3 seconds left. 2 timeouts left for the Tigers, so the middle of the field is still an option here because they can stop the clock.
So the Tigers get ready for 2nd down and 10 with the ball at the 30. As you referenced, 33.3 seconds on the clock, trailing 14-7 here at home. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far. They're going to fake the throw. Now throw over to Nate Konchesky on the far sidelines, pick up about 7 yards and gets out of bounds.
They let an extra second run off the clock there. These are precious, precious ticks.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So that brings up 3rd down and 3 here for the Tigers, and now they're going to have the ball at the 24-yard line in Dragon territory.
You can hear some people complaining about it. I wasn't the only one to notice. All right, here we go.
2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Konchesky under center, Twyman in the backfield. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to run the football. He cuts inside, and it goes down at about the 17-yard line. 19.4 seconds on the clock. Did they get the timeout?
I think they'll take it here.
Ooh.
Some colorful language
might
there.
Turn the crowd mic down
earmuffs,
for a minute.
kids, earmuffs.
Yeah. Timeout is called. We're going to take it as well. 19.4 seconds left on the clock. Darlington trails 14-7 back in 30. Whoa.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Here's the situation. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Ball is on the 18-yard line in the red zone, but with 19.4 seconds left to go. Let's see if they can come up with something quick here. Try to tie this ball game up before they head to the locker room for halftime.
We got a mist falling here.
Really?
Wind whipping, yeah. Look up at the lights.
Konchesky's under center. I thought we were done with this rain. Konchesky under center, takes the snap, drops back, looking to throw, got his eyes downfield, company in the backfield, puts the ball towards the end zone, and that is going to be an incomplete pass. Yeah. Threw it towards Trenton Moore, and that falls incomplete.
He had a shot at it there, a good play. I think that was Sam Ross that may have batted that ball away at the last minute. Konchesky throwing late and high over the middle, but he gave his receiver a chance there. And indeed, it was Ross that got in there and got a hand on that football. And we're going to see a timeout for Pepperell.
Well, we're going to take one as well. 10.2 seconds left. Actually, let's just keep it right here. We don't want to miss any of this action. And again, we just thank you for listening to WLAQ or watching on the live stream tonight. And I do want to give a disclaimer that every now and then something's said that's not a part of the broadcast that we don't have control over. And I understand there was a listener or two that heard that, so we apologize.
I don't see how you could miss it, but can't control the patrons.
That's
and
very
their passion.
True. Yeah, and I'm not sure that it mattered that the crowd mic was on because, well, I think you could probably hear it through our headset.
Yeah,
mics.
probably so.
Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. 10.2 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Crucial moment coming up here for the Tigers as they try to punch one in and tie this game up. before they head to the locker room at halftime. And, boy, we've already seen a lot of momentum swings in this one already.
Yeah, we have. Pepperell really closed this quarter with a bang, but Darlington has a chance here. Remember, they have a timeout, so the middle of the field, they don't have to throw this to the end zone. They can try to put it into one of their playmakers' hands, let them make a move, and they could still call a timeout and run another play.
Yeah, both of the scores for Pepperell with under 3 minutes to go here in the half. And here comes the snap to Konchesky. He's rolling out. He's got company in the backfield, puts the ball in the air a little bit wobbly. That's intercepted. I believe Sam Ross got that one, the quarterback, and he's going to be dropped around the 3. A flag comes in as well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that was a face mask or what. It shouldn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it here for the first half of the football game.
This is going to be an important call. I'm not sure what it was. I don't think it came after the interception, so it shouldn't affect the possession. Could be something that is applied to the second half kickoff, Matt, depending on this call. Personal foul. Face mask. And that is on Darlington. They're going to decline it. And it's halftime.
Okay. All right, folks. 14-7. Pepperell leads it after a couple quick scores and under 3 minutes to go in the half. Pepperell leads at 14-7 as everybody heads to their respective locker rooms. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute break. We'll come back with the start of the halftime show after these messages on WLAQ.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
Press box for you tonight to bring you the call of Darlington and Pepperell. Right now, Pepperell up 14-7. It was an interesting first half of football. Darlington was up 7-0 late into the second quarter, but with under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter of the game, there were a couple of quick scores there for Pepperell for them to take the lead. Headed into the locker room, all the momentum on their side. The end of the first half ended on an interception in the end zone, and now Pepperell goes to the locker room knowing that they come out of the locker room with the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, 3 first half turnovers.
Water.
At the Darlington 47-yard line and overcame a penalty to keep that drive going. They were able to punch it in. Sam Wooten on a 35-yard touchdown reception from Sam Ross. And they tied the game up on the very first play from scrimmage on that next drive. Konchesky was intercepted by Wooten once again. He returned that to the Darlington 9-yard line. And then 3 plays later, Sam Ross was able to punch that in for the go-ahead score. Darlington was able to take the next drive and get to within striking distance, but as time ran out, Konchesky forced a pass into the end zone. Ross was able to intercept that. And that is how the half ended, with the Tigers trailing 14-7 and the Dragons receiving the second half kickoff.
Indeed, and we do want to let you know, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have some scores for you, courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center. Right now we're being treated to a live performance here from the marching band coming over for the Pepperell Dragons, making the trip down across the train tracks, and we're getting a nice performance here, man. I love to see it.
Yeah, always fun to see the marching bands out on the field, and Pepperell has a pretty proud tradition when it comes to that.
And right now we're getting Santana's Black Magic Woman as our first song of the performance, which is really great to see. So good stuff, good stuff. We're Friday Night Lights here at Chris Hunter Stadium. Right now Pepperell on top 14-7. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then when we come back, we're going to run down some scores from some other games, courtesy of Rome Orthopedic Center. We'll be back in just moments.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our 2 founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, Call 706-292-0040.
Well, continuing to enjoy the performance here from the Pepperell Marching Band here at halftime. We're glad you're here with us, whether you're listening on the radio at WLAQ AM 1410, 96.9 FM, online at WLAQ1410.com, or watching the live stream provided by Darlington School and on there, of course, produced by Northwest Georgia Media. Do want to take this opportunity while we've got a moment to recognize everybody involved in the broadcast today. Here's the crew assignments for you here. Press box cameras, Benton Potts and Noah Travis. They're earning their pay tonight, aren't they? Getting knocked around by the wind and everything else going on up there. Remote cameras are Uta Patterson and Clara Patterson. Graphics, Caleb Bice, sitting a couple of guys down from us here in the press box. You've got Thomas Patterson on replay. Nathan Patterson is the director tonight. Then we've got Grayson Atkins, who's helping us out with stats, which we'll have for you in a couple of moments. And commentary courtesy of WLAQ. Matt Davis. Along with me tonight is my partner in crime, Ian Griffin. And back at Command Central, Lynn Butler is holding the fort down over at WLAQ. And we're all glad to work together as a team to bring you this production here tonight, however you're following along. We enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to work together with everybody involved, isn't it?
Absolutely. We enjoy it every Friday night, but when it's a rivalry game like this, there's a little extra mustard, if you will. Not that me and Matt are fans of either mustard or mayo, but there's extra when it's a game like this. So we'll run down some scores.
I can do mustard, but the mayonnaise remains the devil's condiment and should be outlawed.
Yeah. Well, what were
Clearly
we asked
documented.
earlier? If we was it Jeff Gable that asked us yesterday if we'd eat a mayonnaise sandwich to go to the Masters?
Yes, and we both answered yes.
Yeah, I mean there's
I
mean there's some things that are worth the suffering.
That is true.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you some scores. These are courtesy of Aroma Orthopedic Center. We appreciate their sponsorship as well as all of our sponsors, which we'll run down a list of those, I'm sure, before the half is over. Big game between Adairsville and Calhoun. That one's at halftime. Adairsville, I thought they might be able to keep this one close, and they have done just that. It's only 10-0 at the half. Don't have a score from the Sonoraville Rockmart game just yet. A game of interest, maybe not as far as local area teams, but in this particular region that we're in, Bremen and Temple going head-to-head, and our whole panel picked Bremen. Mm-hmm. Temple's leading that game 21-3.
Wow. I've heard they got some really athletic, fast kids there. So
yeah. And then that Temple team beat Pepperell last week, so I think that's a pretty solid squad there. Right now, a score I have on Dade County and our Murchie, if there are any Indians out there listening that want to shoot us a text and know me or Matt, fire away. But 6-0 Dade County early in that one. Looks like we got a barn burner up in Chickamauga. Chattooga and Gordon Lee knotted up at 28. I saw some stats. Saden Cook at the end of the third quarter, over 150 yards.
Wow.
2 touchdowns already in that game. He's one of the nation's top rushers. He's piling up yards. That one is going to be a fast and furious finish, it looks like. Christian Heritage leading Coosa 27-0. The Eagles have had a tough time the last couple of weeks. Looks like Gordon Central and Fannin County has been postponed. And then, of course, Tryon and Manchester and Middle Georgia definitely affected by this storm. We got lucky up here and kind of dodged a bullet, I'd say. But they went ahead and postponed that game before the storm came through. They'll play tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll keep an eye on that one, and we'll keep an eye on the other scores here and there. That's all I've got for you right now, though.
Well, thank you very much, man. And as you mentioned, we do want to take this opportunity to recognize our sponsors for the radio broadcast, Rome Orthopedic Center, Advent Health with us tonight, Avery Drugs, for Giddings and Kane Jewelers, Georgia Highlands College, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, also brought to you by Harbin Clinic, Riverside Auto Group, Ware Mechanical, and certainly last but not least, the sponsor of the Icing on the Cake Player of the Game, none other than Honeymoon Bakery. Been along with us for a long time on these broadcasts, and we always enjoy giving away that award, even though it's a little bit stressful at the end of the night sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that's a tough decision to make, and we'll have our hands full again tonight. I'm sure a lot of football left to be played, several guys with their name in the hat. for the cupcakes.
Well, tonight the Tigers are playing the Pepperell Dragons here on their home turf inside Chris Hunter Stadium. Trail at halftime. 14-7 is your score at the half. What's on the slate next? Well, the Tigers are going to be idle next Friday. They get back into action hosting the Heard County Braves on October the 11th. Heard entered tonight at 2-2 after a brutal non-region schedule that included losses to Bowden and Murphy, North Carolina, 2 storied programs. They host Haralson County tonight and then Temple next week, so they're going to have a couple of region games under their belt before they get here to Chris Hunter Stadium. But I tell you what, there's no off weeks in this region. This is an incredibly tough region this year. Of course, it was a hard-fought win to start region play for the Tigers last week up at Haralson County. 21-16 was the final in that game. Got behind 9-0 at half. Came back in that game, scored 21 answered points. Hang on to win the football game. Just a crazy, crazy game and great atmosphere. Then, of course, you got Pepperell this week. Then Heard County Model coming up. That's going to be on the 18th. Yeah. Then you go to Temple and close out at Bremen. Man, what a tough slate that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Every week is going to be a big-time opponent the rest of the way. We've got another furious half of football that we get to broadcast here with Darlington trailing Pepperell by 7. Pepperell getting the ball to start this half. And you want me to go ahead and break down some stats, or do you want to hit another break? Let's jump into it?
Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, we'll talk about the Pepperell Dragons first. Sam Ross, the quarterback, is 6 of 9 for 91 yards with a touchdown and 35-yard strike to Sam Wooten. That was their first score of the game. He also has 10 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown as he scored after that Sam Wooten interception. So Wooten and Ross really making a huge difference in this ball game. Talking about Sam Wooten, he has 2 rushes for can't quite read what that is. I'm thinking that's about 10 yards.
We're going to have to get some help from the author over there.
But he has 2 receptions for 43 yards and a touchdown and that interception on defense. So flip it around the other way. We'll talk about the Darlington Tigers. Sammy Konchesky, 5 of 10 for 51 yards, 4 rushes for 42 yards. Jace Donaldson, 5 rushes for 101 yards and a touchdown. He also has a reception for 10 yards, and 83 of his 101 rushing yards came on one play. It was the first score of the game, an 83-yard touchdown run. And then got to mention the Minister of Mayhem, Henry Ledbetter, out there getting it done. 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss in the first half. He has been disrupting things on the Dragons side of the ball all night long, and he'll look to do more of that in the second half.
Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And speaking of the second half, we're getting pretty close to it. We're about 4 minutes away from the end of our halftime period. Then we'll also have the 3-minute mandatory warm-up period. So we're still about 7 minutes away until we actually see some more football. But it's going to be a nail-biter to the end, I got a feeling, folks. Right now, the Tigers trail 14-7. To the Pepperell Dragons, who are visiting here tonight at Chris Hunter Stadium. Let's step out for 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, and we'll come back and wrap up the halftime show. Get you ready for the second half. We'll be back.
Here, I'm becoming who I want to be.
Here, I am looking toward my future.
Here, we learn from our failures so that we may soon succeed.
Here, we're passionate about learning and trying new things every day.
Here, we search for new perspectives and cultures so we can better understand the world.
Because at Darlington, we know we're in the most trusted hands.
As we discover new passions and learn more about ourselves through academics,
athletics,
fine arts,
and service to our community, we show our versatility as we choose different pathways to our goals.
This is our home.
We embrace challenges and persevere, even when something seems impossible.
We collaborate and create to take our place in the world.
We know that together we can make an impact.
This is our moment, our time.
Graduates today, Darlington forever.
Shop for your next car, truck, or SUV at Riverside Auto Group. Check out riversideautogroup.com today to browse their selection or visit with them in person at Riverside Chevrolet GMC in Rome, Riverside Toyota in Rome, and the all-new Riverside GMC Cadillac in Cartersville. Locally owned and operated by the Welburn family since 1974. That's Riverside Auto Group. Visit riversideautogroup.com.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
Well, both teams are headed out of the locker room now, made their way back out onto the field, going to get ready for the warm-up period. But with that said, we got a couple of moments here. We've got some score updates for you. Obviously, we gave you the high school ones in our previous segment, but we've got a Braves update and also a couple college scores for you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. WLAQ proud home of Braves baseball. But, of course, we're here tonight, so you're not hearing that broadcast. But they are up in the 7th inning, 2-0 over the Kansas City Royals. And just as important, the Mets are trailing 5-0 in the second inning to the Brewers. So things are going well so far. We'll keep a close eye on those ball games. In college football, got an upset brewing right now. Virginia Tech and Miami going head-to-head here, and the Hokies have just punched it in to take a 7-point lead, 21-14. That one's late in the second quarter, so a lot of football left to be played there. We'll keep an eye on that. And then Rutgers, who has been a surprise team this year, Greg Schiano seems to be the only guy who can get the Scarlet Knights going. He's done it once again, resurrected that program. They're chopping wood, as he likes to say. They're only trailing the Washington. Actually, they just scored a touchdown, so fresh update here. Rutgers up on Washington here midway through the second quarter, leading 6-3, waiting on that extra point. So we'll keep an eye on all of these games and the high school games as well as this game goes on. But our attention will be firmly focused on this battle between Tigers and Dragons.
Looking forward to the second half, and I do want to mention this about the Braves game. I got curious about the pitching line, and it looks like Freed has pitched 7 innings of 2 hit ball, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. So it looks like Freed is having a big night for the Braves, and that's been one of the bright spots there for the Braves is the starting rotation. Chris Sale, Freed. Obviously, they've had the injury bug throughout their lineup throughout the course of the year. So to be in a position where we're talking playoffs at this point is obviously not what you wouldn't want it to be, this kind of position, because it was World Series or bust at the beginning of the year. You thought you're going to have a division championship again this year. But with everything they've gone through, to be in this position, I think is a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're in a position. Every game is huge at this point. So a win tonight, coupled with a Mets loss, and they would be firmly tied again for that third wild card spot. And again, as you mentioned, we're in this odd territory where, because of the storm postponing 2 of the 3 games that they have with the Mets, the Braves won the first one. So there will be a double header on Monday, and all the marbles will be on the line when those two teams clash.
And while you're at work, you can listen to the game on WLAQ. We'll have both sides of that doubleheader starting at a little after 1 o'clock there for the first game, and then the next one's in the 4 o'clock hour, and the pregame will start about an hour and 15 minutes before the action starts, so that'll start a little bit after noon. So we're going to have a full day of baseball coverage coming up for you on Monday, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun, I should say.
Yeah,
Could be a bit
You never know. You
stressful,
never know how
but-
those things are going to play out. But yeah, we're hoping the Braves can find a way to get themselves in the playoffs. And hey, once you're in, you'll have your chance.
But you know, sports are fun, but they're also very stressful at the same time.
Of
man.
course they are.
Take years off your life.
They sure do.
But we've got a whole other half coming up. There is the buzzer to end the warm-up period. And both teams are about to take their respective sides, and we're going to have the kickoff of the second half here momentarily. Pepperell Dragons won the toss, deferred to the second half. They lead at 14-7, and so they will receive the opening kickoff of the second half with a 7-point lead as we get ready to resume play here in this football game. So
it's all on the line here. Two rivals going head-to-head. The momentum swings have already been intense. Darlington getting out to a 7-0 lead. They've been playing from behind a lot this season. They've trailed at halftime in the last two games. They're poised to make a comeback here. It's all going to start with the defense setting the tone. They will have the wind at their back. It has died down a little bit here as that flag has got a little bit of a droop to it. It did not at all that entire second quarter. It was just whipping.
So DeSalu ready to put the boot on it. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line, firmly secure on the tee. As you mentioned, the wind not near as bad as it was just minutes ago. Here comes the kick. That one's going to be end over end, drops in at the 5, will be fielded by the Dragons. They'll bring it out. They're across the 10, now towards the 15, and he's dropped at about the 20. So we're going to be having average field position after the return from Matt Garcia.
I think that's right at the 20. Yeah, we'll see where they spot it. Good coverage there by the Tigers special team. And other than a punt, you can't really give Trenton Moore a hard time. He was punting into what felt like about a 15-mile-an-hour wind, and he hung one up. But other than that, everything has been really clean in the special teams game.
So the Dragons go to the line of scrimmage here with a 14-7 lead to open up their first possession and the first possession of the second half. We're now underway. Shotgun formation. Going to have two wide receivers to the far side. There's the snap. Going to go to Ross. He's going to run this ball. Gets about 4 or 5 yards there on the first play as the Tigers swarm and bring him down after a gain.
Yeah, he was greeted about 3 yards up the field. He ended up getting close to 6.
And again, we've talked about Ross throughout the broadcast. As Coach said, he's fast, he's strong, he's a physical kid, and we saw all of those things there on that play.
Yes, we did. That quarterback power play has been one they've gone to a lot, and they've had some great success with it.
Ross, a junior this year, so the Dragons will have him for one more year after this one. There's the snap. Going to go with a toss sweep to Garcia. He goes out to the left side and stays up and gets the first down. So the chains are moving for the Dragons.
Yeah, 2 plays and a first down for Pepperell.
11:06 remains here in the third quarter. We've almost played a minute here of the second half on a really beautiful night for football. All things considered, with what we've had with the weather this week, it's turned out to be a nice night for the fans for sure.
We weren't sure if we were going to have a game, so grateful for this.
Trips to the near side here for Pepperell, one on the far side for 1st and 10. In the backfield with Ross, it's going to be Matt Garcia. And it looks like we're going to have a flag come in. We're going to have a false start.
That was just what the doctor ordered. Momentum on the Dragons side as they came out and in 2 plays had a first down. This will back them up, put them behind the chains. Darlington will look to take advantage. They need to get a stop, get the ball back, and climb back into this ball game.
Other than Braves baseball this weekend and on Monday, throughout the weekend you can also tune into Infinity Sports Network. Obviously we'll be talking a lot of college and NFL football throughout the course of the weekend. Of course, the Falcons, they lost to the Chiefs last week. I know you were at that game. Tough loss, but they got a rivalry game this weekend, huh?
Yes, they do. Saints are coming to town. Won't be able to make it down to Atlanta for that one, but excited to watch it.
2 wide receivers to the near side. Going to hand it off. Flag came in right away. Matt Garcia off to the races across the 45. Got down to about the 50, but let's see what this flag's all about, Ian.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. which way this one goes. I didn't catch what happened, to be honest with you, Matt, so we'll have to see what our head official says.
We're about to get the signal here in just a couple of moments. We'll have a little meeting of the minds first.
It's going against, it's another false start. So that will negate a really nice run there by Maddox Garcia. I didn't see the shift, but flag was thrown immediately. It might not have had enough guys up on the line of scrimmage. Would have been a first down had the play stood, but it did not. And penalties plaguing the Dragons early.
Got the student section with the "you can't do that" chant there for a couple of moments.
The bleacher creatures.
Yes, sir.
Out in full effect tonight. Good crowds on both sides, as you would expect in a game like this.
So shotgun formation here for 1st and 20 after the couple of false starts there for the Dragons. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off. They run it to the near side. A little misdirection there. And Maddox Garcia is going to get a big chunk of yards. And that's going to be just short of a first down. That was a heck of a run.
Sure was.
Wow.
Almost got the first down. Same play they ran on the last call that was negated by the false start. And Garcia just had a good running lane there. Good push there by the Dragons offensive line. Miles Twyman makes the tackle downfield with Sam 20.
Shotgun formation here for 2nd down and 2 coming up in just a couple of moments. Going to have a wide receiver on the near side and one split far wide to the far side at the top of your screen if you're watching on the television. There's the snap. Going to give it off to Maddox Garcia. He's pulled down by Noah Duggan. Also had some help from one of his teammates there, Sam 20.
It's going to be enough for the first down, though. The chains get moved, so they were in 1st and 20, and they pick up the first down to extend this drive. Right now, the Dragons' offensive line getting a really good push here in the running game.
So they're going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side here for 1st and 10. Ball at the 43. Dragons still in their own territory, leading at 14-7 with 9:01 left in the 3rd quarter of the football game. There's a snap to Ross. This is a quarterback run all the way. He stays up, follows a block there by his running back, and maybe gets about 6 or 7 yards. That was a good play.
Yeah, it was. He just cut that one back upfield. Maddox Garcia coming up a little bit gimpy there. He's going to have to run off the sidelines. One of the Dragons' key players there. He's going to be replaced by Michael Arena, who's had a few nice carries in this game as well.
Michael, as we pointed out to you earlier, a freshman, real strong runner.
Yeah, big guy.
Also a linebacker on this team, freshman. Wide receiver on the far side is going to be Tucker Glenn. Going to have one on the near side here for the Dragons as well. Shotgun formation, as you mentioned, Arena in the backfield there with Ross. They're going to give it to him, and he is going to pile drive his way forward a little bit, but I think he's going to be
short. He's short.
Yeah, short. Yeah.
Big down here. Can the Dragons, or can the Tigers make a big play here? Get into the backfield.
Arena was able to pound forward for about a yard, so that brings up 3rd and short, real short. They're going to line up in that I formation. Arena is at that fullback position. There's a snap. Quarterback's going to try to sneak it across, and he does. Yeah. That's a first down for the Dragons.
Yeah, Wooten was the deep back there in that I formation, but that was QB sneak all the way. Ross got behind his big offensive line. He was able to pick that one up easily. And the Dragons pick up their 3rd first down of this first possession of the second half. They have chewed up the yards. They have chewed up the clock. Almost half the quarter has been erased here on this first drive.
So the Dragons are going to go under center again. I formation. That's some old school Pepperell football right there for you. Ross is going to take the snap. He's going to go to Wooten this time, and he's able to pick up maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play before they bring him down.
Yeah, nothing there. 2 yards. Wooten just used that big frame to fall forward and pick those up.
And, you know, the Dragons, they come into the game 0-5. It's been a long time since the Dragons have gone 0-5 to start the season. It's been since 1982, if I looked at it correctly. But when you look at their schedule so far, it's been brutal. Pickens, Adairsville, Cedartown, Christian Heritage, and Temple. That's a tough slate for the first 5 games. It's the best 0-5 team I've seen quite some time. There's a snap. They're going to get it to the quarterback, who's got a good running lane, stays up, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets about 15 yards.
Power play. You know it's coming. Can you stop it? They've stopped it a few times, but for the most part, Ross has been able to find his running lanes and get upfield and pick up big yardage.
So that's going to bring up first down here for the Dragons. This time it's going to be inside the 30-yard line at the 29 on Darlington Tigers side of the field. Pepper working from left to right. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the short near side of the field. In the backfield here with Ross is going to be Arena. Michael Arena, we mentioned a freshman. So the Dragons get ready to take the snap here from the 29 with first down. Here it is. Ross is going to run it. Design run for him as well. He's going to shake off a couple of tackles, stays up, and gets about 8 or 9 yards, and there was good contact at the beginning of the play.
Yeah, a couple of Tigers had a chance to bring him down early, but Ross just keeps making guys miss, picking up these tough yards, and Dragons have stayed ahead of the chains, other than the penalties to start this drive. And even on those penalty plays, they picked up good yardage. So really the Wooten carry there on first down was the shortest run of the series here.
So this brings up second down and short here for the Dragons with 5:22 left to go in the third quarter from the Darlington Tigers 22-yard line. So threatening to get this thing in the red zone. Going to have a lot of motion up there at the line of scrimmage. Now everybody's set. 2 wide receivers to the near side. 1 motions left. Dropping back as Ross puts it in the air. Wide open. Wooten into the end zone. A 22-yard play. And the coaches in the booth go crazy and almost break something.
Yeah. Wooten was wide open, streaking down the middle of the field. And the Dragons, by my count, Matt, that was an 11-play, 7-minute drive. That was actually an absolute gut punch here, and the way they were able to grind that drive out on the ground, and then they go to the air. And Sam Wooten having himself a day in his return to Darlington. 2 touchdowns through the air and an interception as well.
Cameron Drones to try to tack on the extra point, make this a 21-7 game in favor of the Pepperell Dragons here with 5:03 left to go. Here is the kick in the third quarter, rather. And that one is going to be no good. I think somebody got a hand on it. We'll have to check the replay there and see who got a mid on it. But I definitely think that affected the flight of that ball for sure.
Yeah, big miss there. Darlington's got to have that. They've done it all season. They have been able to shake off adversity and have that next play mentality. They're going to need that to come back in this ball game. A big-time drive. Again, an 11-play drive there from the Dragons, capped off by a long pass from Sam Ross to Sam Wooten, their second connection for a touchdown in this ball game. Here's the replay. Ross, let's see if it got nicked.
Look at that extension.
Yeah, Ledbetter's way up in the air, and I think Evan Parton might have gotten a mitt on that, maybe. It was close. He pulled it wide left. Parton and Ledbetter both had a hand in the air. Awfully close.
But as you mentioned, that was a 22-yard pass to Wooten from Ross. Ross, being Wooten now with a couple of touchdowns in this game, is certainly making his mark on it. Also had the interception. So, as you mentioned, man, just having a big return here to Chris Hunter Stadium. Wow, what a game that young man's having.
Yeah.
Credit where credit's due.
Absolutely.
And as we talked about in the pregame, we had a conversation with Brandon Haywood earlier this week. We made this our game of the week, so we talked to him as well. And he really talked about what a great week of practice Sam had and said a lot of great things about how things were going in practice this week. There's a short kick. It's going to be fielded by Duggan, who's going to fall at about the 38-yard line. So good field position for the Tigers.
Yeah, and again, you've got to shake it off. Pepperell's thrown its haymakers here. They were down 7-0. They've scored 20 unanswered. But Darlington is no stranger to coming from behind. They've done it several times this season already. They're going to have to do it again tonight and show that grit and resolve that they've shown all season.
So now the Tigers go back to the line of scrimmage with a 14-point deficit at the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Going to line up in their base formation. Wide receiver to the near side. Quarterback's going to try to run the ball. He's got company in the backfield. Shakes off 3 guys. Stays up. He's almost at the first down marker. I think he got it. Wow, what a play. Sammy Konchesky.
Yeah, play was blown up once again, and Konchesky just uses those wheels. I mean, his explosiveness there. Very impressive. I mean, he had 3 Dragons on him. He was almost 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage and is able to turn that upfield and turn it into a first down. And they will move the chains.
That was a heck of a play. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Everybody else is in tight. Slot backs, 2 slot backs. Man motions to the near side.
Almost had a free play there. They had a dragon in the neutral zone.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers right there around midfield. There's the snap. Konchesky's going to hand it off. They're going to go with the B-back dive there and pick up about 3 yards.
And let's give credit to Pepperell's defense. We have not seen Miles Twyman get loose yet tonight. He had a great reception there late in the first half where he picked up about 20, 25 yards. But the dive play has been held in check for the most part, although he did pick up 3.5 yards there.
Indeed he did. So the Tigers stay on schedule here with this offense. 2nd down and 7 coming up. Everybody's going to be in tight here for this play. Quarterback under center, Sammy Konchesky, ready to take the snap. He's going to turn. And they bounce around in the backfield, and he's brought down for a sack. A little miscommunication there.
Yeah, Konchesky ran into Twyman there as he was going back. We got a Tiger down on the turf. Let's see, make sure everybody's okay here. That's Nate Konchesky's coming off a little bit slow, and Ledbetter will come in to relieve him. We'll get an official's timeout here.
All right. Well, right now it is 20-7 in favor of the Pepperell Dragons. They scored the first touchdown here of the half on their first possession right out of the locker room on a 22-yard pass to Sam Wooten, who scored his 2nd touchdown here in the game. Missed the extra point. I believe it was blocked. Here's 3rd and 10 here for the Tigers. Dropping back as Sammy Konchesky puts a quick pass out to Miles Twyman out of the backfield. Stays up. He's inside the 35. Slides down to the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. But that's a 1st down. The chains are moving, and so are the Tigers.
Huge play for the Tigers. They really need to go get points here. Get a little bit of momentum going back for the colors of purple and white. And Twyman there with his 2nd reception of the game. And he's been able to do damage after the catch both times.
1st and 10 from the 32. Tigers in business here. Going to line up with a receiver to the near side. That's Ledbetter. There's the snap. Going to run. They were trying the pitch play. Oh, they got it to him. Flag came in at the end of the play.
Face mask, I think.
And Donaldson got inside the 20, and we'll double check on that penalty.
Oh, wait. This one's back at the line of scrimmage. They're going to get a chop block again, it looks like. Yeah.
Is that the 3rd one of the game?
3rd of the game. That's a killer right there.
So this one's coming back, obviously, after the 3rd chop block called here in this game. Wayne Groves out on the field giving some instruction to his guys here before they run the next play.
Man, everything going Darlington's way right there. They're going to have to overcome this. Hopefully they can get a chunk play here and get that penalty yardage back. It'll be 1st and 20.
So the Tigers at the line of scrimmage going to send Moore wide to the far side. Nate Konchesky split wide to the near side. Under center is going to be Sammy. He drops back and the guy gets pummeled.
Man.
And that's going to be a big sack for a loss of about 12 yards. Wow.
Yeah. Sammy never saw Bebo Alphen coming. He came unchecked off the edge there. As they brought him on a blitz, just wasn't picked up. He came free, and Konchesky never had a shot to make him miss. So after the penalty and the sack, we are in 2nd and a country mile.
So the Tigers go back to the drawing board. This time, as you mentioned, 2nd and a mile. They got to get 32 yards to get the 1st down. The ball's right at the 45-yard line. Quarterback going to roll under center. Everybody in tight at the formation. Sammy takes the snap. He's going to run the pitch play. Gets it to Donaldson, trying to get a good chunk of yards here. Across midfield is Donaldson. And this is going to set up a 3rd and a mile.
Did get some positive yardage there as they ran the pitch play to the near side. That ball was on the left hash, so not a lot of room to operate over there for Donaldson. He had to cut that one up, and it was well pursued by the Pepperell defense.
So the Tigers got a big 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and 26 with the ball at the 48-yard line, just on the Pepperell Dragons side of the field. Tigers trailing 20-7 with 2:01 left to go in the 3rd quarter, so we're almost down to the final frame of this one. Going to send a few wide receivers to the far side, one on the near. Sammy was looking that way, and he's going to take another sack. Flags come in.
Yep, they're going to get him for a face mask. The Dragon coaches are upset about it. You can probably hear them on our microphones there, but when Sammy was trying to get away, they got a little piece of the face mask, and at the high school level, it's only one kind of face mask, so I believe this will be personal foul, face mask, and the Tigers get a huge break there. Now, Konchesky forced that because he was hard to bring to the turf, and when a defender's trying to do that, they're going to reach out and grab what they can grab. Well, they got a piece of the face mask, and that should be 15 yards and an automatic first down. Or will – let's see.
They're going to mark off the yardage.
Not an automatic first down.
No.
Okay.
So they're going to roll it all the way down to the 33-yard line, so it's going to be third down. It's still a long way to go here for the Tigers, but that certainly helps the cause quite a bit here.
Yeah, big time. And this is two-down territory here. So not an automatic first down with the personal foul, but instead of fourth down and 30, we got third down and 11.
Two wide receivers, far side, one on the near. Third down and 11. There's the snap to Sammy. He drops out, rolls out to his right side, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air, and that's going to be incomplete to Bodie Powers. Hit the turf in front of him, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
And it was Bebo Alphen again that was back there putting the pressure on Konchesky. He had to fire that one, and it was back behind his receiver into the turf. You got to think the Tigers are going for it here. We're kind of in no man's land, and it's 4th and 11.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about it. They're going to go for it here. So 4th down and 11, ball at the 33-yard line. Tigers roll up under center. Going to have everybody in tight for the formation. Sammy ready to take the snap. Man motions to the left side. Sammy rolls out to his right, puts the ball in the air, and that is intercepted, the third of the game, and they knock him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What a play made by that young man for the Pepperell Dragons, Kellen Edebird, and that's another turnover for the Tigers.
Yeah, it was. Konchesky went back. I'm going to see what I can catch here on the replay. Had Twyman in the flat, was going for the throwback the whole way and just airmailed that one. He had Moore and Donaldson open. That one just was a little bit long, and Edinburgh back there able to corral it, play a little center field there. And that's the 4th turnover for the Tigers in this ball game. We talked about it at the onset. One of the keys was going to be ball security, and a fumble and 3 interceptions have been the difference in this ball game. There's no question.
So the Dragons are going to have the ball at the 15-yard line. So the defense back out on the field here for the Darlington Tigers, trying to get a stop, hold this game to 20-7. Tigers trail by 13 at home with 1:32 left to go here in the third quarter of the football game. Ross ready to take the snap, 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line, working from left to right. Two wide receivers to the near side. Cheerleaders getting the fans back into it, trying to feed some energy to the Tigers. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off, and they try to run up the middle, maybe get a yard or two with Maddox Garcia.
Yeah, good stop there. Setting the tone here early.
So a 1-yard gain for Garcia. That brings up 2nd and 9 here for the Pepperell Dragons. With the ball now at the 17-yard line and clock ticking, 1:06 left to go here in the third quarter of the game. Going to have the Rome Orthopedic Center High School football scoreboard show immediately after the game, but not before we give you the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game here for week 6 of the season for the Tigers. Bodie Powers got it last week. Here comes the snap to Ross. He is going to fake the handoff, run it to the near side, stays up, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets a first down. If he didn't, he's real close. I'm pretty sure he got it.
Looking at the spot, I do believe that'll be a first down. And again, just that same that time it was a counter play. He cuts it back, and it's been a heavy dose of Sam Ross and Maddox Garcia for the most part. And then they've had 2 explosive plays in the passing game that have both gone for touchdowns to Sam Wooten. And I think the Dragons will be content here to let this clock run out. And that third quarter evaporated in a heartbeat, did it not, Matt?
It really, truly did. 14 seconds on the clock, and as you mentioned, Pepperell will not run a play here, and they will take it the fourth quarter as some players for the Pepperell Dragons throw up their fours there, as well as the Tigers. 20-7 at the end of the third quarter. We got one frame left to go. Can the Tigers make a comeback for the third week in a row? We're going to find out in just a little bit. You're listening to Darlington Tigers football or watching the live stream. We're back in 1 minute.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Well, we got a game final for you. Happy to report to you that the Atlanta Braves have defeated the Kansas City Royals tonight 3-0. So congratulations to the Braves, and hopefully that's the start of something.
Yeah, Mets have picked up a couple of runs, but they are still trailing 5-2. So go Brewers. Braves got it done. If we get a Brewers win, we're all knotted up.
Well, let's start this fourth quarter. Right now, the Dragons have got it 1st and 10. Ball is at the 27-yard line. We flip sides of the field, so the Dragons are working from right to left, leading this game going into the fourth quarter, 20-7. The Tigers would strike first blood in the game to go up 7-0, but the Dragons have scored 20 unanswered points over the Tigers. Here is a run to the quarterback, Sam Ross. He runs to the near side, gets across the 35 and maybe about the 37. Jeez. So another big run for that young man.
Yeah.
What do you do with him?
I'm interested to see the statistic line on Sam Ross. He's got to be nearing 100 yards rushing. He's also got 2 touchdowns through the air, and they're going to go ahead and move the chains on that one. Dragons will be content to pound the rock here, as they've been successful doing so, and try to drain it, limit Darlington's possessions to get back in this ball game.
Shotgun, 2 wide receivers on the far side for 1st and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. There's the snap, going to hand it to Garcia. He gets tripped up and turned around, but not before he got about 5 yards.
Yeah. Pepperell, the offensive line, has played really, really well throughout the game, but this second half they've been winning the battle up front and getting a good push for Garcia and Ross to create those running lanes.
So 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Dragons after the 5-yard pickup for Garcia. Ross has got him in the gun with 2 wide on the far side, working right to left. Still waiting on the snap. Taking their time, being very deliberate with each down for sure. There's the snap to Ross. He's going to hand off, a little bit of a delayed handoff. Boy, they found some running room. Here's Garcia. He's hauled in at about the 34. Ball came loose, but it looks like Pepperell was able to cover just in time, and they're going to have a first down with the ball getting fairly deep in Darlington territory.
And that's the most explosive run Garcia's had of the night. Made one cut, put his foot in the turf, and headed straight upfield. The ground caused that fumble, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but Pepperell with another first down.
Trips to the far side for the Dragons. There's the snap, going to give it right back to Garcia, who made that last play, and he picks up about 3 yards. They're diving at the end of the play.
Parton and Ledbetter in on the tackle there. Right now the Tigers need something to go their way, and they can force that issue for certain. We got an official's timeout here as they're giving some time for a substitution. Garcia going off, holding his hip.
So Garcia's off at that running back position, flanking to the left side of Ross is going to be number 48. Again, Michael Arena, the freshman. He's a pretty heavy load to bring down. Strong kid. Going to have 2 wide receivers to the far side as well, and we get ready for 2nd down and 7 coming up with 10:06 and the clock continuing to roll. 5 seconds on the play clock. They're going to shift some guys over to the near side. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to run the football, and he's nearly tripped up, stays up, breaks a couple of tackles. It takes 4 guys to bring him down, and he is going to be short of the first down a couple of yards.
Sam Ross has been an absolute monster in this ball game. Just so tough to get to the turf. Had like 2 Tigers with a chance. Yeah, you got Evan Parton and Jaron Payne coming up. Here, I don't know if Payne's going to be able to make it through this play.
I don't think so. He is really hurting.
Yeah, that left ankle.
Still on the field.
He's gutting it out.
Yep. So 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the Dragons. They go back to that I formation. And here's the snap. Ball's loose on the turf. And who came up with it? Did the Tigers get it? They say they did. The Tigers come up with it. The Dragons are going to fumble the ball, and the Tigers come out with it.
Guess who? Henry Ledbetter getting on the ball and knows for it. The Minister of Mayhem gets in there, and just when things were looking as dire as they've been all night, a little mishandled snap there on the center quarterback exchange, and Henry Ledbetter is all over it to get the fumble recovery. And the Tigers have new life here with 9:11 to go in the 4th quarter.
So the Tigers are going to have the ball at their own 28-yard line, working left to right. 9:11 left to go. 20-7 is the score. Pepperell leads this game. And finally, the Tigers have the ball bounce their way, and they're able to get the ball back after a Pepperell turnover. Let's see if they can take advantage of it, get the ball down the field, and get some points. Try to get within striking distance here late in this game. 9 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the game. There's the pitch play to Donaldson. He's off to the races down the sidelines, stays up, gets about 7 yards on the play. So a positive play to start this drive.
That's right. Stay ahead of the chains. If they can go get the score here, they'll need a stop. And remember, Pepperell missed the extra point on their last touchdown, so the Tigers have an opportunity to climb back in this game. Looked like Pepperell was driving to put the nail in the Tigers' back, but the fumble and recovery by Ledbetter have them back in business.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Going to send a wide receiver to the far side. Everybody else is in that base formation. There's the snap. Quarterback is going to pitch the ball again to Donaldson, and this time he gets tripped up, diving towards a 1st down, but I think he may be short just a little bit. We'll see where they spot it. He was close.
I tell you, Donaldson, he had the one big breakaway run. He looks like he's been on the verge of about 10 or 12 of them, but let's credit the Dragons. They've done a really good job tackling in space and limiting those explosive plays.
So quarterback under center, going to send a wide receiver to the near side, one on the far side. This is 3rd and 1. There's the snap, going to hand it off, go with the B-back dive to Twyman, and that moves the chains.
Yes, it does, and right now you just want to keep this drive, extend it, stay on the field, and that will move the chains. Some discussion here, a sideline warning issued to Darlington.
Official coming over to talk to Coach Groves here for a couple of moments.
Coach getting his guys back. It's one of those ticky-tacky penalties, you know, but the first one's a warning. The second one can really come back to bite you. 1st down, Tigers.
1st and 10. They're going to have the ball at the 37-yard line. Snap is taken. Dropping back is going to be Sammy Konchesky, who's been running for his life a lot in this game. There's the pass, and that is going to be nearly caught by Trenton Moore, who came back, extended his body, reached out to try to grab the ball as he was hitting the turf, but it's going to fall incomplete.
And that was one of those playground play opportunities there. Konchesky pointed downfield, got the attention of his receiver, and let him know he was going to need to make an adjustment. Moore tried to break back on the ball and was close to hauling that one in, but it fell just short.
So 2nd and 10 coming up from the 39-yard line. Darlington on their side of the field, trailing 20-7, needing something here on this drive. There's the snap. Sammy is coming out to his left side, to the right side again, and he's going to take a sack and a loss of about 5 or 6.
And Sammy wanted to pitch that ball, but Matic Garcia blew that one up. And Sammy, not an easy guy to get at the turf, but Tip of the cap to Garcia. He's played a whale of a ball game, and that time Konchesky didn't want to risk the turnover and ate it and decided to fight and live for another play. 3rd and 16.
So the Tigers need a big play here to try to extend this drive. Let's see what they dial up. Going to send a couple of wide receivers to the near side, one on the far side. Sammy's going to be under center. A little bit different formation here. Here's the snap. He's rolling to the near side, looking to throw. Ball's in the air, and it's going to be batted down. Good defense. Sam Ross responsible for that play.
Yep.
As Sammy had unloaded and tried to throw here to the near side to Donaldson, but the play is broken up by Sam Ross.
And this decision time here, 4th and 16. This is a tough ask of this offense. I think they will punt it away and see if the defense can get a stop with this much time left and all 3 timeouts. If they can't convert here, that would be giving Pepperell a great chance to salt this game away with great field position. So they are going to punt it. It'll be Trenton Moore on to do so.
7:01 remaining here in the football game. Darlington trails at 20-7. Here comes the kick from Moore. It's on the way.
Good boot.
That's going to drop in and take a nice ball loose. It bounced off one of the Pepperell players, and they were able to cover, but that was a little dicey there for a second.
Yes, it was. He did not see it. Ball hung up there in the wind, and it may have clipped a Pepperell player. There's a holding call also, so this ball will back up another 10 yards.
Just got a text message from our buddy Ken Payne. He's watching the game from Murfreesboro. He also mentioned in the 4th quarter that Calhoun is up over Adairsville 17-0. Of course, Ken is the grandfather of Jaron Payne and dad of Jason Payne. We've talked about him throughout the broadcast here tonight. Yeah. Also used to own the radio station up there in Calhoun. My dad, really good buddies with Ken for a number of years. Good to hear from you, Ken.
Appreciate the update. Adairsville keeping it close, just not able to put up any points against that Yellow Jackets defense. But 2 good programs there battling it out in region play.
So the Dragons are going to line up here at their own 24-yard line, leading this 20-7 with 6:50 left to go in the game. Sam Ross has got them lined up in a gun. They're going to have a couple of wide receivers to the near side. And Ross getting ready to take the snap. He's got the ball. He's going to throw a pass quick to the near side, hits his receiver, and he's able to get maybe a couple of yards on the play. Bebo Alphin, and the defense was able to stop him after actually about a 5-yard pickup. I didn't think he got that much at first.
Just a quick hitter there as Bebo from that tight end position ran an out route there. Trenton Moore couldn't quite wrangle him. Konchesky came in. Alphin keeps grinding, fighting for those extra yards. Alphin's had a few big plays, including a sack 2 possessions ago.
So shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2nd and 5 for the Dragons. So they're going to hand it off, give it to Maddox Garcia. Got a little bit of a push up front, maybe got 2 yards on the play, setting up a 3rd down and potentially manageable for the Dragons.
We'll see where the spot is. The near side official has it spotted at the 30. Far side's closer to the 32.
Yeah, they're going with the 32, it looks like.
Well, they're backing it up. They backed it up to the 30. That's
very
big.
Interesting.
That's a big couple of yards there. This is a big play here. 3rd down. Tigers need to get off the field as time is running out here in the 4th quarter.
The 2 wide receivers to the near side on this 3rd down play. They're going to be a lot of motion up at the line of scrimmage here for the Dragons before they snap the ball. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to run the ball, and he's up the middle, and he's going to get it. I think he got it before they pulled him back.
Yep. Yeah.
So his forward progress got it, and that's a 1st down.
Sam Ross continues to be a thorn in the Tigers' side. Big 3rd down pickup there.
And the Tigers are unfortunately kind of running out of time here. It's not over yet, but 5 minutes and 23 seconds.
They have all 3 of their timeouts. They're going to have to start using them if the Dragons, which I would assume they will with a 2-score lead, will continue to pound the rock.
2 wide receivers to the near side, motion at the line of scrimmage, sends 2 guys to the far side of the formation. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off to Matt Garcia. He stays up, and that's another first down across midfield. Shakes off a tackle. He streaks down the sidelines, and he's finally going to be brought down, but not until he gets into Tiger territory about the 35-yard line. Another big pickup for Matt Garcia.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a second half. And that time, just a little off-tackle play. He makes a couple of Tigers miss, gets upfield, follows his blockers, Bebo Alfin down there, and Sammy Konchesky able to get him to the turf, but not till he reaches the Tiger 35.
1st and 10 here for the Dragons, leading this one 20-7 with 4:36 left to go on the clock, and just got a big first down. In the backfield remains Matt Garcia as Ross gets ready to take the snap. He's going to turn, fakes the handoff, runs it off to the right side after he pulled the ball. A flag did come in there. We'll check on that, but he got about 8 yards, but we'll see what the flag's all about.
In the holding or block in the back area of the field. But we'll see what the signal is. Face mask. My goodness. And right now, Pepperell has all the momentum, and the air has been sucked out of Chris Hunter Stadium as the Dragons are putting together a heck of a drive that looks like it could be a game clincher if something drastic doesn't happen.
Dragons came into the game 0-5, and again, you look at all the adversity that they faced throughout the season, playing really good teams, a really good-looking football team. It's really surprising that they come into this game without a win.
Yeah.
And Coach Groves, his coaching staff and players, they knew what kind of a challenge that was in front of them. There's no way they were taking this team for granted, knowing a lot about their personnel. Shotgun formation in the backfield with Ross is going to be number 48, Michael Arena. Going to have a couple of wide receivers to the far side. Is that tray number 2 only?
That is. I think that's only number 2.
Got to acknowledge it.
Yeah. Part of the gig.
Yes, it is. Shotgun formation. Flag came in right as the play was starting.
False start on the Dragons.
Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game coming up after tonight's action. Probably going to have a new winner tonight.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Again, still 4 minutes to go in this ball
That's
game.
right.
Anything could happen. We're going to remain optimistic.
And the pep band strikes up Crazy Train as the train goes by. That's a nice touch. I like that.
Solid guys.
Shotgun formation, 2 wide set on the far side. There's the snap. Ross has got the ball, and he is going to be tackled. Who got him that time?
Scholl, I think.
Scholl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to get another false start, and we'll see what Groves decides to do, if he has the option to decline, or if that was a dead ball penalty. He may not have that option. Let's see.
Thanks for tuning in to Darlington Football and WLAQ or watching on the live stream. We always appreciate you following along to the coverage. If you can't make it to the games, the biggest thing is to get out here and support the team if you can, and just help create great environments, which we've had for every home game for sure. It's been a great year.
Yeah, tonight, extra special for sure.
Shotgun formation, going to have a wide receiver on the far side, 2 of them. And there's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off. They're going to try to go up towards the middle with Garcia, and not a lot doing there, but they were able to bleed out more clock.
Yes, they were. And Darlington did decline that penalty, so this will be 3rd down and long. I think the Dragons will probably be content, as Darlington's going to start spending those timeouts.
Indeed. So we're going to take it with them. 3:14 left to go in this one. Pepperell 20, Darlington 7. 3rd and 15 coming up when we come out of the break. Back in 30.
At Northwest Georgia Media, we're all about capturing the moments that matter to you. From sports to arts, from concerts to business events, we're equipped to share what's happening in your world, live and in high definition. We leverage cutting-edge technology and a knowledgeable crew to see that your most unforgettable events remain just that, unforgettable. Northwest Georgia Media, where the world is your audience.
Welcome you back into live coverage of Darlington football on WLAQ and also the Darlington School live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media. 3:14 left to go in this one. Darlington trails at home 20-7 here at Chris Hunter Stadium after winning 3 games in a row to move the season record to 3-2. Things not looking good right now, but still a little bit of time left.
Let's see, they need to stop right here. Will Pepperell take a risk and throw the football? I don't think so.
I don't either. Shotgun formation. Ross ready to take the snap with 2 wide receivers to the far side. 1 motions to the left. Ball is loose on the turf, but Ross is able to cover just in time as a Tiger was in hot pursuit headed towards the ball.
Tigers will take that next time out, I think. Yes, they will. Grove spins it quickly. And it'll be 4th and 20. The Tiger. We'll see what the Dragons decide to do here. You'd think possibly punt and try to pin them deep, but they may take a shot, see if they can get a penalty and a first down. If they could, that would allow them to pretty much melt all the clock away.
Ian, while we got a couple of moments here, let's see if we can check out a couple of scores.
I've got you some updates.
All right.
I was at the ready, my friend. Rockmart 14-0 over Sonoraville. Rockmart has not been the offensive machine we've become accustomed to this year, but that defense is still formidable. And they've got the lead over the Phoenix right now in the 3rd quarter. Our Murchie has played their tails off tonight because Dade County is a hard-nosed football team. They haven't been able to get on the board, but they've limited the Wolverines to 14 points. Late in that one, Dade County's up 14-0. As you mentioned, Calhoun up 17-0 over Adairsville. I've still got a postponement next to Fannin County and Gordon Central, so no score in that one. Christian Heritage dominating the Coosa Eagles 41-7. And then a bit of a surprise here. I think we thought this was going to be a good game, but Chattooga drops their first game of the year to Gordon Lee. They had to go up to Chickamauga, and the Trojans get the win 42-28. I'll see if I can get a score on that Temple game. We'll see if Grayson can track that down for us.
Thank you, sir. Going to be a shotgun formation here. Ross, 4th down coming up here. We'll get ready for the snap, and he is going to punt it away. That's going to be a kick that's going to drop and go back into the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback, and the Tigers will get it at the 20.
Love the quarterback punt. That's a great call.
You never know what he's going to do until he does it.
Right, safe play there. It did travel into the end zone, so they weren't able to pin him, but puts Darlington on the 20-yard line. Darlington, here's the picture. Let's paint it. They've got 1 timeout. They trail by 13 points. This one's not over, but they've got to score in a hurry and then hope for an onside kick.
So the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage, going to send 2 wide to the near side here for this package. Sammy Konchesky under center with 1st and 10 at the 20 as they get ready to start their next drive. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it off. They run it up the other side, find some space. He's off to the races. This is Miles Twyman streaking down the sidelines. I don't think they're going to get him inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Boom! There's your big play. We still have ourselves a ball game. Miles Twyman, 80 yards to pay dirt. We're not done playing football tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
We are not. That was the little halfback delay that we saw from the Tigers a lot last year. Have not seen that play call that I'm aware of so far during this 2024 season, but it worked like a charm right there. You needed a big play, just what the doctor ordered. Twyman, 80 yards to pay dirt, and all of a sudden, the Tigers are right back in it, and they'll have a decision to make on this next kickoff. If the PAT goes through, they'll trail by 6 points with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left.
So Ade DeSalu on to try to kick the extra point through the uprights and make this game a 20-14 game. We got some drama brewing here inside Chris Hunter Stadium with 2:39 left. We get ready for the PAT. Sammy with the hold. There's the kick, and it's automatic, folks, with DeSalu this year. It is right through, and it's 20-14. Wow.
Decision time upcoming. I would imagine we'll see the onside kick with only 1 timeout left in their pocket. Pepperell has all 3. You take the chance here, and then you still will have the opportunity to get a stop. Even if you don't get the onside kick, if you can get the 3 and out, there should be some time left on the clock for the Tigers, so I would expect to see them trot out here and see if they convert. They converted on an onside kick last week against Haralson County. It was a bit more of the surprise variety, as the Dragons will expect to see it here on this upcoming kickoff, but maybe they can convert it. But, man, things were looking dire, and all of a sudden it only took one play, and the Tigers have re-energized this crowd here at Chris Hunter Stadium.
Well, we've seen the Tigers score twice in this game, once on an 83-yard run from Jace Donaldson, and the second score is on an 80-yard touchdown run from Miles Twyman. So scoring on those big plays. Can they get another one here? Still a possession. Keep themselves in this game. It's a 6-point ball game, as you mentioned. That missed extra point looms large at this point, depending on what the Tigers can do.
So, it sure does.
Wow, this is some kind of a turn of events.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, the crowd is right back into it. Everybody's on their feet, knowing what's at stake here. A lot of gravity in this situation. The Salu getting ready to kick the ball away, and you would anticipate that this is going to be an onside attempt as he gets to make his short trot to the ball. Here's the onside kick. And a flag comes in.
Yeah, they're gonna get Darlington, I believe.
I think they signaled a false start there.
Yeah, so this one will get kicked again because they blew that one dead before Pepperell had the chance to fall on it. Now, obviously, the Dragons have their hands team in. A lot of familiar faces right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Guys who've made some big catches.
So this one will be backed up 5 yards. And the Tigers will try it again.
Glenn, Delaney, Garcia, Wooten, all up front.
20-14 after a quick strike there from the Tigers on the Miles Twyman 80-yard run to pay dirt. And we got a ball game. 6-point game, 2:39 left to go. Tigers about to kick it onside again. Here comes the kick. It's on the way.
Bounce.
Takes a nice bounce. Yes! It's recovered. Henry Ledbetter comes up with the ball, and the Tigers steal a possession after scoring to make it a one-score game. Oh, my goodness.
And DeSallo with the extra English on that kick as it took a high hop right at the 42-yard line, and Ledbetter goes up and high points that bad boy for the recovery. And could you see this coming?
No.
I mean, we know the Tigers aren't going to quit. They haven't quit all season, but things looked like, it looked over. And Miles Twyman goes 80 yards for a touchdown. They get a false start on their first onside kick, and then on the second attempt, they get the bounce, and Ledbetter makes a huge play for the Tigers. They're back in business.
Here we go. 47-yard line is where the Tigers start with 2:38 left to go in the ball game, trailing by 6. Quick pitch, little trickeration, a pass back to Konchesky. Ball on the turf.
Incomplete.
And it's incomplete.
Yeah. That was a forward pass. It was a backward lateral to Twyman, but Twyman's pass was a forward pass, and the officials will rule that an incomplete pass. So no harm, no foul there on the trick play.
So they went to the bag of tricks there and came up a little bit short. We got 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Tigers, trailing now by 6 with 2:31 left to go.
They got plenty of time here and a timeout in the holster. Now, Pepperell also has 3 timeouts as well.
Another train goes by. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Quarterback's under center. Sammy Konchesky ready to take the snap. He's got the ball, dropping back, looking to throw. Eyes downfield, ball in the air, and that is going to fall incomplete.
The fans want a flag there.
But no flag was thrown on the play. And we're going to get ready for a big 3rd down coming up, Ian.
Got to think it's 4-down territory here. The Tigers have kind of gone for the haymaker here on these last 2 plays with a trick play and then a shot play. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Plenty of time on the clock here. You think they've got to utilize the middle of the field. Maybe throw this one short of the line to gain and see if somebody can make a play, and then they can go for it on 4th down if they don't get there.
2 wide receivers to the near side for the Tigers, working left to right. 3rd down and 10 coming up. We're going to have a timeout.
Okay.
We're going to take this one, catch our breath. 2:25 left to go in the ball game. 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers coming up. 20-14. Tigers trail by 6, back in 30.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
Well, this has turned into some kind of game here. Late heroics from the Darlington Tigers have put them in position to potentially win this game here on this possession. 2:25 left to go. Pepperell leads at 20-14. Big 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Tigers. They've got the ball at the 47-yard line, still in their own territory. Can they come up with a little bit more magic? We're going to find out, I believe. I know the fans believe. Let's see what happens, Ian.
Huge 3rd down here. Again, interesting. They've gone for the jugular. They tried the trick play. It fell incomplete. And then they went for a shot play here. Kacheski trying to get the play call in. 10 seconds on the clock. Boy, you don't want to have to waste the timeout, but this is going to be close. This is going to be really close.
All right, 3 seconds on the play clock. Sammy getting ready to take the snap, gets it off just in time. They hand it off, try to go the other way with Miles Twyman, and he's going to be brought down with about a 2-yard gain. So that's going to bring up 4th down and 8.
Went back to the well on the delay. That's the play that they ran for the 80-yard touchdown that time. Pepperell sniffed it out. So they did indeed try to pop a play and see if one of their playmakers could bust one. It'll be 4th and 8, and this is your ball game. This is your ball game.
So the Tigers will go back to line of scrimmage with 4th down and 8 with 1:48 in the clock rolling here late in the ball game.
And right now I think the Tigers are going to take a timeout and make sure they have the right play on.
Yeah, I think you're right. 5 seconds on the play clock, and now he'll take the timeout. And we're just going to keep it right here, folks. We don't want to miss any of this. This has been something else.
Yeah, high drama. This is your ball game. Pepperell with 2 timeouts left. The Tigers just spent their last timeout. It's 4th and 8 from the 49-yard line. The tension, you can cut it with a knife.
You really could. Yeah. This is super exciting. We've seen a lot of exciting games here this season already in this season. But this certainly takes the cake as far as that's concerned. This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully it has the icing on the cake finish that we're hoping for. We'll see.
A conversion right here would go a long way to get to that desired outcome.
So the Tigers make their way back out onto the field. 4th down coming up here. One last try. 4th down and 8. With 1:37 left to go, the game hangs in the balance on this play. Tigers have valiantly come back to make it a game here in under 3 minutes to go, and they've got an opportunity right here. Let's see if they can cash in. Big play. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Sammy Konchesky under center, ready to take the snap. He rolls back, looking to throw, puts the ball in the air. The catch is made.
Hook and ladder.
He laterals it backwards, gives it to Bodie Powers, who stays up. He's inside the red zone at the 18, where they haul him in, and the crowd goes insane. The hook and ladder.
And ladder. What a play. Jace Donaldson was wide open, had the first down.
They're going fast. Quarterback under center will spike the ball to preserve the time. Wow.
My goodness, Pepperell with 2 timeouts left, 1:23 on the clock. Darlington has no timeouts left, but what a huge conversion there. Jace Donaldson with the reception. Bodie Powers takes the lateral, almost takes it to the house. They're inside the 20 with 1:23 to go.
So the Tigers go back to the line of scrimmage here. with 2nd down and 10 after they spike the ball. Going to send 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Konchesky under center's got Twyman in the backfield with him. There's the snap. He rolls off to his left, looking downfield to throw. He's got company in the backfield. He's going to have to tuck it and run. Runs down the sidelines. 5-yard line, cuts inside. He's in! The Tigers score and tie the game! 20 yards, Sammy Konchesky to pay dirt, and they're an extra point from winning this game. Oh my goodness, can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. What a play there. Konchesky once again under intense pressure in the backfield and somehow manages to get around the defender. That time he cut it up, put his head down, and barreled into the end zone. And this thing is all knotted up with 1 minute and 12 seconds left. And if DeSalu can put this from between the pipes, the Tigers will have reclaimed the lead.
Oh my goodness, DeSalu to try to punch this through. A lot of pressure on this kick. Here it is, and it is right between the pipes. The Tigers are on top. It looked like it was over, and they stormed back, take the lead with 1:12 left to go. This is something else.
What a comeback, and we still have 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Pepperell still with a couple of timeouts here as well. I thought they were down to 1, but maybe they only spent 1. It says they've got 2 on the scoreboard, so we will see. So still a long way to go in this ball game, but the Tigers have come back. They were on the mat. I mean, it looked like this thing was over, and amazingly, they have climbed back into this thing, scored on an 80-yard touchdown from Miles Twyman, then recovered an onside kick. They're facing 4th and 8, and they go to the bag of tricks. Jace Donaldson with the reception and the pitch on the old hook and ladder to Bodie Powers. 2 plays later, Sammy Konchesky pulls off another miracle Houdini act in the backfield and goes in and gets the go-ahead touchdown. And let's go ahead and give Ade DeSalu, who was the guy who kicked the onside kick and got that amazing hop. Henry Ledbetter able to go up and get it, but he pops the extra point through, and it's a 1-point game. The Tigers have the lead.
The Tigers have the lead. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect to be saying that at this point, but it is reality. 1:12 left to go. The Tigers have made the comeback and lead it by 1. Let's see if they can seal the deal. Still some opportunity here for the Pepperell Dragons. DeSalu ready to make the trot to the ball, and he will kick it away. A line drive squib up the middle. Don't want to give up any big returns or anything of that nature. It's picked up and fielded. Duggan is going to bring him down inside the 30 at about the 28, and that was a big play.
Oh, and the emotion is high. That was 13. That was Levi Duggan. The younger Duggan getting in there making a play. Here we go, Matt. 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Pepperell has 2 timeouts and some really good athletes, so this one's far from over. But can the Tigers pull off the miracle comeback win here at Chris Hunter Stadium?
So the Dragons will have it at the 28-yard line with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to play in the ball game. 2 wide receivers to the far side for Ross. He's going to have Maddox Garcia in the backfield with him flanked to his left. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Again, they start at the 28, working right to left. There's a quick screen pass. They're going to connect and get about 6 yards there on that first down play to Tucker Glenn. He gets out of bounds.
And Pepperell will try to use the boundary here to their advantage. One thing of note, the wind is at Pepperell's back. If they can get in field goal range, that will certainly aid their kicker.
3 wide receivers trips to the far side, 1 to the near side. Garcia in the backfield here with Ross. This is 2nd down and 7 after a pickup of 7 on first down. Ross drops back, looking to throw. He was looking at the deep ball there. He's got company in the backfield. He's going to pass. They connect, and he gets the first down, gets it close to midfield there with the pass. And who was that? Was that Kellen Edinburgh again?
I think it was Edinburgh. So. I'll check that. We've got a Pepperell player down, and that'll force them to use a timeout, I do believe.
50.7 seconds left on the clock. Ball's going to be at the 48-yard line.
Tucker Glenn was the receiver there, Matt.
Say that again?
That was Tucker Glenn on the reception.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. I'm not sure what the call is here. Ball up near the 48-yard line, dragging down on the turf. A lot of emotion flying around right now. My goodness.
50.7 seconds on the clock. Tigers lead it 21-20 after storming back in this one, trailing by 2 scores with about 3 minutes to go in the game, and they've made the comeback and taken the lead, including recovering an onside kick to steal the possession to get the go-ahead touchdown and extra point. Something else.
Long way to go. Pepperell did have to use the timeout. Oh, they're winding the clock. Never mind.
Shotgun formation, wide receiver on each side. There's the snap. Dropping back is Ross. He's looking to throw. Company in the backfield. He bails out. It's going to throw and connects with Garcia, who came out of the backfield, and they get about 8 yards.
And boy, are we in familiar territory again. The Tigers on defense trying to get out of this game with a win. And the Dragons are going to have their chances here. 2 timeouts. Ball on the Darlington 45-yard line. It's 2nd and 4.
If the Tigers can win this game, it'll be the 3rd week in a row that they've completed a comeback victory. This will be the biggest of the bunch for sure in a rivalry game. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Ross rolling out to the left side, puts the ball in the air, and it is going to be caught. Sam Wooten makes another big grab at the 32 with 34.5 seconds left to go in the game. That moves the chains and stops the clock.
And so far, Pepperell's held on to their timeouts. Will they clock the ball here? Doesn't look like they will.
So empty backfield this time. Going to have 3 wide receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Ross has got company in the backfield, unloads the ball, and that is going to be tipped. Hits the ground, incomplete.
Man, that was close. Stuart Grigsby came up and made a heck of a play there, and Miles Twyman couldn't keep his feet. If he had, he'd have picked that one off, and this ball game would have been over. But that said, 19.2 seconds left. You've got time for 3 to 5 plays tops, depending on what Pepperell dials up and how long it takes to transpire.
19.2 seconds left on the clock. Darlington 21, Pepperell 20. Dragons with a 2nd down play coming up in just a couple of moments. 2 wide receivers, 3 on the far side, actually 1 on the near side. Wooten comes back in.
Close penalty.
Yep, got a flag.
False start.
False start, yep.
All right, that backs Pepperell up 5 yards.
Groves is getting the fans fired up over here, waving to the crowd, getting them to make some noise and help the team out. I'll tell you what, if the Tigers pull this off, boy, this place is about to explode.
It sure is.
I mean, explode. All right, shotgun formation. Couple of wide receivers to the far side, 1 on the near. Sam Ross get ready to take the snap on 2nd and 15 after the penalty. He drops back, looking to throw. Now he's going to have to tuck the football, and it looks like he's just going to run out of bounds, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Maybe time for 3 plays here. Good job there by that front 4 of the Darlington Tigers to disrupt Ross, flush him from the pocket, and make him make a decision. He scrambled with the ball. Scholl almost got him. Jaron Payne in hot pursuit there as well. Stepped out of bounds. It's 3rd and 15. And the Dragons will call a timeout here to collect their thoughts, and so will we.
And Randy Smith over there running the music is throwing out some Soundgarden deep cuts for us, which I'm enjoying that. Slaves and Bulldozers for you.
Love it. Love
That'll
it.
get you pumped up. 13.1 seconds on the clock. We're going to keep it right here. This is a classic brewing here at Chris Hunter Stadium between the Darlington Tigers and the Pepperell Dragons. I tell you what, it felt like it was going to be a great game, but this game has delivered the goods in ways I never could have imagined.
Really? Yeah.
Just 3 minutes ago, couldn't have imagined. We'd be in this position.
It looked like Pepperell was driving to put this thing away. Darlington got a big stop. Pepperell punted on a quarterback pooch punt, went into the end zone, giving Darlington the ball at the 20. Next play, Twyman goes 80 yards to pay dirt. They get the onside kick, a 4th and 8 conversion, and then Konchesky gets the touchdown. DeSalo with the go-ahead kick. And here we are. The Dragons have driven the ball all the way into Darlington territory here. It's 3rd and 13 from the 36.
Shotgun formation, 2 wide on the far side, wide receiver to the near side. Ball at the 37-yard line. 13 seconds left. There's a snap. Ross in the pocket, puts the ball in the air, connects with the receiver. A flag came in.
Yeah.
He was able to connect with Tucker Glenn, but we'll see what this flag's all about.
I don't know what that could be in that area. An eligible receiver downfield. That's a huge call. The seconds will not go back on the clock, and that's going to back Pepperell up 5 yards. Now look, there's no runoff in this situation, but that negates a pretty good gain there. And Pepperell's going to have a decision to make here. They could throw a short pass and then the Hail Mary, or they're going to go ahead and take a shot play here.
All right, 3rd and 18.
Oh, they're going to have to call timeout.
We'll get ready.
My goodness.
Yep. And the clock ran out.
They give the timeout.
We'll see how much time's on the clock, what they put back on, but Pepperell got the timeout.
And I think that may have caught the Pepperell squad unaware after the penalty that the clock was blown live. We'll see. The officials are going to get together here, and if the officials signal for the clock to run and Pepperell wasn't prepared, they lost some precious seconds there. There was time potentially for 2 plays. If Pepperell wanted to, they could have run a quick out, used the boundary, and then taken their shot. They're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. So this is it.
This is last play of the ball game. So 2 seconds on the clock. The Dragons get ready with one last gasp here in a couple of moments to try to turn this thing around in a game that it looked like they had their first win of the season locked up, and the Tigers about to steal it from them.
2 seconds left. Let's watch this play. I'm not gonna count anything until it's all zeros in this one.
I'm with you 100% on that. This is one of those ones where you do not see it as a win until the final buzzer is over, because we've already seen quite a turn of events in the last 2 minutes and 39 seconds of the game. That was at the point when Miles Twyman sprinted 80 yards for a touchdown to bring it within a score. Onside kick. Darlington Tigers were able to recover, and then they scored on the ensuing possession. Here it is, folks. 2 seconds on the clock. Ross with one more chance for his team. He drops back, looking to throw, and is going to get ready to put it in the air. One last play. He's going to run the ball. They just got to get him down. He's streaking towards the goal line. Ball is going to be lateraled a couple of different times. The Dragons stay alive. They're going to throw another lateral, and then that would look like it was a forward pass, and he's going to go out of bounds, and that, they're going to say that it, yeah, that was definitely a forward pass. There comes the flag right there.
And we got we're going to have some personal fouls. Oh, they're going to have to sort this out. That was a forward lateral on that last throw for sure. So the flag came out on that, and then at the end of
coaches don't see it the same way, but so the officials going to give us the call here in a second. This is a big one.
That should be it, and the flags at the end should be dead ball fouls. We'll see.
Meeting of the minds taking place right now.
There may be, I don't know how they're going to rule this one. That's what I think too. No, getting some good commentary from the stands.
Yes sir.
I have a feeling we might get a play with 0 seconds on the clock here.
Officials continue to have their meeting here to sort this thing out.
I don't see how a dead ball after the game, after the play was over, should affect this if that was indeed ruled a forward pass.
Officials continue to talk it over.
Above my pay grade, though, you know?
Yeah, me too.
My goodness, this game's had everything.
It has.
And that was close. I mean, he was right there at the goal line, but I think they stopped him short of the line to gain. So if those are offsetting personal fouls, they're outside the boundary. Once the play is dead, I don't know. The officials have a lot to sort out here.
Right now, all 6 officials standing at about the 20-yard line at the far hash right now, trying to make the right call, and I do not envy being in that position. I got to tell you that.
No.
That is not a role that I've ever desired.
You're going to have
in life,
one
I'll
side
tell you that
of the stands pretty upset. Either way.
That's exactly right. We got the scoreboard show coming up tonight. After tonight's action, we're also going to have our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game, 6-1 of the season. Hard to believe that we're already over the halfway point of the regular season. This thing is just scooting by, but these Tigers are a lot of fun to watch, so that's not really surprising. They prove every week you can never count them out.
Here we go. Legal forward pass. Dead ball, personal foul against Darlington. Dead ball against
Darlington. Two. Wind the clock.
No, they're going to. My goodness. So what are they going to do here? Mark it off and then march it forward? I think Pepperell's going to get another snap here, Matt, which is insane.
Coach Groves getting an explanation. This is one of the most unusual situations that I've ever seen at a football game. This is wild.
Yeah, so here we go. We're going to see the officials march it off and march it back, and I don't know where this ball will end up, to be honest with you. But it looks like it's going to be dangerously close to the end zone. My goodness, how in the world? Are you kidding me?
So one untimed down coming up here for the Pepperell Dragons after they mark off all of the penalty yards from the explanation that we just got.
I can't believe they are going to kick it. They're going to kick a field goal. Holy mother, I cannot believe this. This is a shocking turn of events here. The wind is at the kicker's back. And Pepperell's
short one.
Yeah, really short one. Pepperell's going to have a chance to win this thing with a walk-off field goal.
Something else.
My goodness. Goodness.
This will be a 22-yard attempt here for the young man Cameron Jones, senior kicker, who's going to try to punch this thing through and come out with the first victory of the year for the Pepperell Dragons. If he is able to punch it through the uprights.
Now, they've got to back this up a little bit, right? I mean, I just don't see where's the ineligible receiver. Shouldn't this have been backed up and then marched off, or did they give 30 yards on the 2 penalties?
Now they're going to bring, the Tigers are going to bring Will Scholl out for this defensive package.
My goodness.
Big, tall kid, 6'5", 240. Maybe see if he can get a mid on this, block it.
The officials are still discussing something.
Man.
Oh, my goodness. I have to get the rule book out for me to really have a clear understanding of what just transpired. Those are dead ball fouls after time expired.
Cameron Jones is going to have an opportunity to win this game here for the Pepperell Dragons. Senior kicker. Tremendous amount of pressure on this kick, but again, not a long kick. Wind at his back.
Yeah. They are still trying to sort this out.
What'd he say?
So they're having to phone a friend here to figure this out.
Well, hey, whatever it takes to get this accurate and correct.
My goodness. Wild one here at Chris Hunter Stadium.
While we got a couple moments, you got any other scores? It looks like it may take a minute before we get this
I'll take a
sorted
look.
out.
I will take a look. What a turn of events. Rockmart 42-7 over Sonoraville. Calhoun final there, 24-0 over at Daresville. Dade County, Armurchie did get on the board, lost that one 21-7. Final Christian Heritage 41, Coosa 7. Gordon Lee 42-28 over Chattooga. And that's all I've got for you right now, my friend.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Darlington Tigers football for you on WLAQ and also the Northwest Georgia Media produced live stream on the Darlington School social media channels and YouTube. Do want to take a moment here to thank our sponsors for making it possible for us to be here. Rome Orthopedic Center, also Advent Health, Avery Drugs, Fort Giddings and Kane, Georgia Highlands College, Georgia Northwestern Technical College, Harbin Clinic, Riverside Auto Group, Ware Mechanical, and Honeymoon Bakery. And our Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game.
They're going to. That's the ball game.
The ball game.
That is the ball
Tigers
game.
win it. What an interesting way for the game to end, but the Tigers complete the comeback victory 21-20. I had a question posed to me earlier this week from Grayson Atkins, who's next to us on the left, and said, what was the best high school football game that you've ever seen?
I just
There's
watched
your
it.
answer.
I just
watched it. That was unbelievable.
And look, I thought that was the right call. How could a live ball penalty be negated by 2 dead ball penalties there? So,
well, the Darlington Tigers get the win. What a heck of a win. 21-20. They were down with just under 3 minutes to go in the football game by 2 scores. It looked like the game was just about all but over, and they complete the comeback and come away with the victory.
An awkward finish to an absolute thriller. But at the end of that game, Pepperell was only a few yards shy of finding a way to pull off a miracle comeback after the Tigers had a miracle comeback of their own. So, the thriller at Chris Hunter. That's what we're going to call this one. That was something else, man. The thriller by the lakeside.
There's no question about that. Let's send it back to the studio for a couple of minutes timeout. We'll come back with the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. We'll recap the game a little bit for you and then get you ready for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show. Congratulations to the Darlington Tigers. Great comeback victory. 21-20 is your final score here from Chris Hunter Stadium. Man, what can you say about that? 4 wins in a row, 4-2 on the season. The Dragons fall to 0-6, but what a valiant fight. Credit where credit's due. That was a heck of a football game. 2 really good football teams locking horns, a rivalry game. Anything can happen, and everything did happen. And the Tigers come out with the victory, 21-20. That's something else. I can't believe what we just saw. I gotta sit on that one for a minute to comprehend what we just saw. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm going to need some explanations too. We'll get in touch with Coach Groves, but we'll be back with the player of the game after these messages.
Back in 3.
Coosa Steel is a family-owned full-line steel service center located in Rome, Georgia. Since 1972, we've been working to make our customers more efficient by providing steel product supply and processing all in one place. We are proud to provide a large range of products, including hot-rolled and cold-finished steel, stainless steel, galvanized steel, aluminum, and alloys. Our capabilities enable us to assemble and process steel orders within days, shortening your lead time. Coosa Steel. Steel for your project.
Water is the building block of life. At Abernathy Pump Service, we ensure you have the clean, reliable water you need. Whether it's water treatment, pump repair, or installation, our experts are here to serve both residential and commercial clients across North Georgia. With decades of experience, we guarantee top-notch service and quality you can trust. For all your water needs, choose Abernathy Pump Service. Because water is life, and we're here to keep it flowing. Call us today to schedule your service.
My name is Ryan Somerville. I am the sales manager for Business Water Solutions. We do water purification coolers as well as ice machines for any size business. We're on campus right now at Darlington School. Super happy to be here. They're one of our biggest customers. I myself played sports here. Our 2 founders played sports here. It was absolutely our pleasure to be a sponsor for Darlington Athletics. I think one thing that really sets us apart is our water purification. There's 13 stages. The reverse osmosis part of it has been a huge part of our success, along with our 24-hour guarantee for service calls. So when a customer does call us, we're then guaranteed within 24 hours. We were able to provide a touchless water system to make it more COVID-friendly in terms of germs and touching the water system. One thing I always say is we're not selling a product, we're selling our service. That's what we really push for every single day, is to have a customer service experience like they've never had before.
At Rome Orthopedic Center, we salute students, freshmen and seniors, athletes and artists, first stringers and choral singers, band majors and game changers. We hope you never need orthopedic care, but if you do, choose the only practice in the Rome area solely dedicated to the orthopedic needs of the students and families in our community. Rome Orthopedic Center. To make an appointment, call 706-292-0040.
Wow. That's all I can say, folks, as we get ready to start our post-game show. The Darlington Tigers complete the comeback win 21-20 over the Pepperell Dragons. And again, I believe that was, there's no doubt, that was the best high school football game I've ever seen. That was something else. Really enjoyed it. And when you look back at it, Ian, the Darlington Tigers took possession of the football with 2:53 left to go in the football game, trailing 20-7, scored on an 80-yard run by Miles Twyman to bring the game to 20-14 after Ade DeSalu made his second extra point of the game. They were about to kick it onside, had a penalty, backed them up 5 yards, tried again, and then the onside kick was recovered by Henry Ledbetter. And then a few plays later, they were in the end zone again on a 20-yard Sammy Konchesky run, got the extra point. They were up 21-20. And you're going to have to help me explain what happened after that, because I'm still trying to figure it out.
And let's not forget the hook and ladder play on 4th and 8 that extended that drive before Konchesky got into the end zone. The Tigers just kept finding a way to get off life support and came back to take the lead on the next drive. Pepperell got the ball and kind of just methodically worked their way downfield, got within striking distance, and it came down to, there was a penalty actually for an ineligible receiver, which backed it up, and there were only 2 seconds left on the clock. Sam Ross scrambled, took off running. There were 2 or 3 laterals, and then one of the Pepperell players made a forward pass. Now, that was caught and advanced all the way down to the 2-yard line. Out of bounds, there were 2 late hits to my understanding, but that illegal forward pass was during the play. So therefore, game over. We'll have to get clarification and talk about this on the Coach Grove show, but those being dead ball fouls, it should have been over. And we were all kind of scratching our head because after they marched it off, Pepperell had the ball inside the 10-yard line. It looked like they were going to get to kick a field goal to win the game, but the refs had a second meeting of the minds. And to me, they got it right. We'll talk to Coach Groves about it, but the penalty that took place during the play nullified that play. The other 2 were dead ball fouls, so game over. Tigers pull the miracle comeback. The thriller by the lakeside is in the books.
It was unbelievable. That's only one way to describe it. And right now, obviously the team and the families and fans are out on the field right now having a celebration. That is 4 wins in a row for the Tigers. 3 of those were comebacks, and that one of the most epic fashion that I personally have ever witnessed in my years of covering high school sports. That was something
still catching my breath,
I
man.
mean,
that was
really,
amazing.
I'm trying to digest that as we move along here in our post-game show. But it is time to award the 6th award of the year for the Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. I will go ahead and say before we give this award, it was a great team effort. There's a lot of contributions that you can look at up and down the list. Man, what a great team win. And again, this team never quits, and showing you that, as long as you keep doing the things that you need to be doing, there's always a chance. And they got it done tonight. And I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
Lost the turnover battle, had 4 to Pepperell's 1, and we're trailing this thing by 13 points with under 3 minutes left in the game and only 1 timeout, and they won the ball game. Some great contributions. Obviously, Sammy Konchesky played his tail off. Miles Twyman with the 80-yard run. Jace Donaldson with an 83-yard run. Bodie Powers taking the hook and ladder to keep things going. Tons of Tigers that contributed to this miracle win, but only one can get the prize. And tonight, that goes to the Minister of Mayhem. Henry Ledbetter is our Honeymoon Bakery Icing on the Cake Player of the Game. Had 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, a fumble recovery, and he recovered the onside kick that gave Darlington the opportunity to go retake the lead. So, Mr. Ledbetter, enjoy your cupcakes. You earned them.
No question about it. He's been in the running a bunch this year, and he gets it tonight. And, again, the Darlington Tigers win in just epic comeback fashion. 21-20 was the final score. Congratulations to Coach Groves and the Darlington Tigers tonight. That was just an unbelievable victory, and, again, just a super exciting game. And I tell you what, it's going to be hard to go to sleep tonight because everybody's going to be super excited about this one, no question about it. But once they do fall asleep, boy, they're going to sleep for a long time because, man, they burn a lot of energy tonight to win this game.
I think Coach Groves is going to drop the people's elbow and sing some karaoke after this one because what a win. Probably it has to be the most exciting of his tenure as head coach. That's the best game I've been on the mic with you for, hands down, and we've been doing this a long time.
And a lot of good games, but I don't think it's even close.
That
was
close.
The most exciting for sure. So, again, congratulations to everybody involved, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up the broadcast and get you over to the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show with Austin and Lynn, who are standing by. But one more time, I do want to recognize the crew for tonight's broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. We certainly did, but you had Benton Potts and Noah Travis on press box cameras. Remote cameras were Uta Patterson and Clara Patterson. Caleb Bice with graphics. Replay was Thomas Patterson, director Nathan Patterson, and commentary courtesy of WLAQ. Lynn Butler back at the station getting ready for the scoreboard show. I'm Matt Davis for Ian Griffin. Thank you, man. Great job again. It was a pleasure calling the game with you. Really appreciate you, man. And for Grayson Atkins, can't leave him out. Had stats for us tonight. Just a great crew, and we enjoyed working with everybody bringing you the broadcast tonight. Well, that's going to put a wrap on it. Happy ending tonight. Darlington wins it. Coming behind in the last 3 minutes of the game, down 20-7. They complete the comeback, including an onside kick recovered, and they win it 21-20. Oh, my. I just can't even believe what we just saw. Let's send it back to the studio for the Rome Orthopedic Center High School Football Scoreboard Show starting now. Good night, everyone.